just started talking right as the thing started.
You know what?
Yo. All right. Thanks for tuning in. This is Six Stack. You're listening to Keep It a Stack, episode 3, 8 o'clock, Tuesday afternoon, November 26th. I'm Kahamsha, joined by the OG DJ, TorpeedoShlong,
Yeah, boy.
Moochies, and our guest star, Tatted Up Panther, but for the time being, we're going to call him Anthony. Yo, what's up, Anthony?
So you want us to call you Tatted?
He's a Panther, bro. The Black Panther. That's what we're
Mr.
gonna.
Chadwick?
Mr. Panther.
Mr.
Panther.
It's a Panther. Headass.
Hello?
All right, there's Steven. All right, so there's 5 of us here. This should be a pretty good conversation.
Yeah,
So,
Steven's a black-ass name, though, bro.
how would at least y'all got actual names, bro? My name is Edley. Let's think about that for a second.
I thought it was Edley.
How many?
Edley.
All right,
How are you today, sir?
now, bro, Anthony. Remember all the
bet.
times people couldn't say my name right, and then it led to everyone calling me Ed. Now everyone just calls me Ed. Like,
Bro, y'all remember that one time when we play Overwatch and freaking that one kid came into the group and was like, Kahamsha.
oh god, oh god. Anyway, yo, how was everybody's week? By the way, I know the week just started, but like, how's it going so far,
Word. How's everyone's week been so far?
bro?
Same shit, different week.
Basically, bro. Basically. Yeah. Yo, you got Thanksgiving plans, Ant?
Yo.
Yo, this dude got open up with the dumbest thing. Nah, but you do got any subs though. Yo. I feel that. Yo, Eric, how you been, bro? I ain't asked you this in a minute. Like, for real. Like, forget this
Me?
podcast. Like, I haven't asked you this in a minute. How you been, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. I don't got any Thanksgiving plans. My mom's leaving tomorrow, so she ain't cooking. Ain't gonna be no food. Just me and my dad probably gonna order some pizza or some Chinese food. Classic old Chinese food on Thanksgiving never fails anybody,
Yo,
Did somebody just actually fart?
I couldn't tell if that was a sound effect or an actual fart, bro.
Whoa,
Carry
that
on. No dead
Yo,
air, no dead
that
air.
had to be Steven, bro. That had to be Steven.
no dead air, but this nigga just farted. That's pretty dead air to me. Woof.
Just did. Yo,
That wasn't me.
so
I just caught a Pokemon.
So, before we continue, on the first episode, Anthony, me and Eric had.
Wait. Before we continue, I want to shout out to Travis. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. That is very true. Yo, happy birthday, Travis. I know you out there.
Oh, that's pretty fucked up because I didn't get a shout out for mine.
Well,
That's
we were
cool.
supposed to open up last week's episode with your birthday and give you a little special shout out, but Ed canceled the episode.
Yeah, that's fake.
Wait, but happy birthday to Steven too. That's right. Yesterday,
Fake.
the other
Late
day,
birthday to Steven.
happy belated birthday to Steven, bro.
It doesn't count anymore. Fuck you guys.
Yo, but
Steven's like, I'm leaving the broadcast. Fuck this. I'm done.
I can't. Anyway, like I was saying, yo, Ant. So the first episode, me and Eric did a quick review on Kanye's album, Jesus is King. Yeah. Before we got to what's planned, but I want to hear your takes on that, Joe. Because I know, like last week or the week the album came out, we briefly talked about it on Snapchat. You remember that, right? We didn't get like our thoughts down. So I want to hear what you got to say about that real quick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 A 6? Yo, Eric, what did you give it? Sorry, Ant. What did you give it, Eric?
About a 5.6.
Word.
That sounds like a pretty accurate for, especially for that. I mean, Kanye West could have done much, much better. We've seen it, like Ant was saying, man. We've seen like previous work with him, thinking, I
Mm-hmm.
completely had a ill brain fart just now. But we've seen him like sampling gospel music before, and he's done good. He can pull it off, but just the fact that he just used Jesus in such a way where it's almost hypocritical, considering his older work, where he was like, it almost feels like Kanye's calling himself Jesus in a sense.
See, thank you. This is what I said. This is why I didn't like the album at first. And I was like, oh, I don't like it because he's comparing himself to God too much and also like other disciples of God. I was like, okay, Kanye, we get it. You could be a son of God, which we all are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Accordingly, right? But when you start thinking that you're like Moses or someone just as impactful as Moses or that you're Jesus Christ himself, it's like, okay, you going overboard.
Oh, we got a slight problem. Yo, Anthony. Yo, go to party settings real quick. And then make sure your voice is always shared because I don't think your voice is coming through the podcast. And he just said a whole paragraph of stuff that did not get recorded.
Is anyone
Oof.
watching?
Barsky's watching, and he said he couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
hmm
Yo, my thoughts. My thoughts.
Hold on,
Just
So you're
wait. Anthony, did you fix it?
Yeah, I fixed it.
All right, word. Okay, just making sure. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think he particularly said he was God though, but carry on.
oh,
he never
I thought
said he
that's what
was
you
God,
said
but he
though. That's what you
implied
said.
that he was one of like God's
Yeah.
like chosen.
Sorry, I
Which
thought
I
someone said
mean,
that he had mentioned that he was God or
I
something
mean,
like
even
that.
if he said he is God, I mean, he is still very arrogant. I mean, we all know the very famous interview he had with Sway in the Morning when he's like, "I am the Shakespeare of this generation," and just being a whole head ass and saying, he's the cause of why music is the way it is today, which is absurd. There's no one person that's the cause of that.
Nah.
he had a hand in it, but I don't think
I
it
mean,
was
what's
the
yeah,
messed
he
sole
had a
up?
cause.
hand.
What's
Yeah.
messed up, guys? Well, I think what's messed up is the fact that there was a video of him saying that he was going to run for the 2020 president's race, and like everybody in the audience laughed at him. Like, no wonder why he's going crazy, dude. It's like no one takes him serious.
I'm
I feel
still
like
curious if he's serious about that. You know.
so.
About what?
My
No,
whole thing with Kanye, when it comes down to Kanye as a whole, I feel like you shouldn't look at his music as like his music. Look at it as like a biography. You can kind of see Kanye's mindset where he was in every one of his albums because he doesn't make music, bro. He just writes his life. Maybe not like implicit life, but explicit life, but like it's more implicit than anything.
Yeah.
Like, look, if you look at like when he started to come up and finally get into his spot, the graduation. When he was first walking in, late registration, college dropout. All those albums leading up to like those are his like coming of age albums. This is like, hey, I'm coming into the game, bro. I want to be seen and known as like this guy. 808 and Heartbreak was right around the time his mom died.
Yeah.
And that album was very depressing. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's
It's when Amber
very
Rose
obviously.
broke up with him.
Yep.
that was his best work.
But here's the thing, though, right? If you think about it, if you think about like the game, you think about 50 Cent, you think about Dr. Dre, you think about Eminem, you think about Lil Wayne. They all had like this era. They all had like their moments, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't like as a like an avid music listener and like someone who like listens to rap music like very often. Like I understand that Drake at some point is not going to be who he is today, right? Like he's not going to produce the same music he was producing years ago. Same thing with Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne was great, dropped the Carter 5 series, like the Carter series, the great albums, right? But I knew that like there's no way he can keep that like momentum, and there's no way to stay consistent because everyone's gonna want something new. There's gonna be new changes to music. Like look at Little Pump, look at all the Littles, right? Like there's like a difference in like the eras. Like we went from '90s music to like being gangster, like grunge, like hard fucking rap, to like music, club music and shit.
I got this.
And then we went on. We moved on from that. And I feel like there are still listeners who like are loyal to that type of music. But then people are gonna want to evolve, and they're gonna change, and gears are gonna shift. And I mean that's really
Okay,
my
so
opinion.
is this a general statement or is this going like addressing to Kanye?
It's kind of like a general statement, but like it's the same thing with Kanye. Like Kanye is not gonna
Nah,
stay.
because
It's not always gonna be the same.
Kanye
Though.
has had an album in every generation that's hit.
I mean, he has
hits
9
the
straight
older
number ones.
heads. He hits the millennials and he hits the young people. He knows how.
Well,
To, Kanye will never miss, bro. Kanye's brilliance is so
well,
Bro, you just gave his album a
crazy.
6.
he just,
Yeah,
well,
'cause-
he
Yeah,
Because
but
it
that's his
has
personal
only-
rating.
because-
That's his personal rating
Yeah.
of the album. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was too much gospel. I gotta admit, I'm one of those people. It's like, this is a little bit too gospely for me.
All right, so
The
so
thing is, too much
so
gospel.
Okay, so wait, let me
But listen, wait,
rebuttal that.
wait.
Let
I'm
me
not done.
rebuttal that.
No, wait. Bro, if he gives me, how many songs was on that album? It was
I
like 11.
think 11,
If
11 or 12.
if he gives me 11 Follow God on that album would be number one right now still. If he had 11 bangers like Follow God, that album would be number one right now still.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think that was the
Let
point.
me rebuttal that. One
Go
second.
ahead.
Let me rebuttal
Go
that.
ahead.
Okay. Like, if you think about it, if Drake drops an album, right, the entire world's gonna listen to that album. It's gonna bring that album to number one.
Nah, me though.
Right.
not me.
But like, think about it. Like, what happens like a month after? You know what I mean? Like the
album
goes
dies.
back.
The album dies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Not unless
it's
you're
obvious.
Kendrick.
No, but it's so obvious.
We'll
right?
get
It's
back
so
to that one,
obvious.
Anthony. We'll get back to that one in a minute. But go ahead.
But it's so obvious that the album's gonna be number one simply because of like the name that's behind it. Like Travis Scott. Whenever I see Travis Scott featured, or if I see a new single drop by him, I listen to the song. That adds to his monthly like listeners, right? And then that monthly listen like that attributes to his popularity for that, like the popularity for that song, right? So I mean, like that's kind of like an invalid like argument because obviously like the album's gonna go number one with him being such a big star.
Well, I don't think. First of all, I don't know the numbers. I could look it up real quick. But did Jesus is King even go number one at all? Like at any moment? Because from what I know, I don't think
I
it
don't
was.
know.
I don't think. I mean, I'll look it up, but I don't think it was
I don't
played
think it
like
went
that.
number one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and to go with what not Anthony, what Eric was saying, I don't think that was the point of Kanye to make a banger album. I think he was, to be real, I think the album came out of his heart, like wholeheartedly. But at the same time, off of what Eric said about he has a song for every generation, this could be one of those things where he was like, I made an album for everything. Let's make a gospel album now. You know what I'm saying?
He's only doing what Snoop Dogg did, bro. Snoop Dogg went number one with a gospel album. He ain't doing nothing different.
You know what's
than
crazy?
Snoop Dogg.
I only listened to half of that
Just for
album.
money.
I
Well,
never
it might be
finished
just-
that album. I mean, I don't know.
That's a theory how that Kanye
Alright,
is
I'm
so
back.
bullshit.
But
and
to go-
this might be for money.
But to go what Anthony said, yo, all these artists like J. Cole, no, not J. Cole, sorry, Drake. I'll even put Eminem in that conversation. Artists that get big, they're like their albums do numbers solely because of their name. They don't have what Kendrick got. I mean, y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm a huge Eminem fan. I'm not gonna lie to you and say Eminem's music is number one Billboard caliber. No, in terms of the listening ear and all that.
Well,
No. So I'm gonna put
I
that
feel
up.
like that the reason. I feel like the reason why Kendrick Lamar's albums it's because they don't just hold good rhythm, good melody, because they do both of those. They also hold like a different element to each of the albums. I feel like they also resonate very deeply with the general, like the majority population's feelings of the world at the time being. Like you look at freaking at Damn. Damn is a perfect representation of life for lower income communities.
You know what's funny? Me
I was
and
gonna say
Eric.
Section 80.
Me and Eric said
Section 80 as well.
something. Me and Eric said something very like similar about that because Damn is like when I come out 2017, like April something 2017. So
Yep.
yeah, bro, that album, bro,
All right, I'm back.
that album, legit, like was easily the best album out of the 2010. Like
What?
Damn by Kendrick. Yeah, easily.
I agree.
I put it top five, because what's funny? I could fill that spot with two other Kendrick albums with To Pimp a Butterfly, and
I was gonna say The Pimple Butterfly.
and Good Kid, Mad City. Yep. Those, bro. I mean, out of those three, my favorite is Good Kid, Mad City, bro. I play that album. Well, back when I was listening to music like all the time, I was playing that album a lot.
For me.
Dang, what was
What,
it?
to Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah, To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, it's good, but I feel like if you take
That album
Kendrick,
grew on me, though.
if you want to take Kendrick at like his, like to me, if I'm showing somebody who's never listened to Kendrick before, I'm showing them Good Kid, Mad City, because I feel like he has more.
Yeah.
I feel like his songs on there were way more classic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they lasted longer.
I'd argue you could show them Damn too, and they'd get a good idea of what kind of person Kendrick was.
I mean, yeah, but Damn is like by the time Kendrick got to Damn, it was like we seen him evolve from Section 80 and and a Good Kid and then Pimp a Butterfly and then there's Damn. You know what I'm saying? With
look at like DNA or like was it Pride?
yeah,
Pride
I mean
is
those
Pride
are
is the
great
best
songs.
example of Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar.
those are
on that
great
album.
songs though, but Swimming Pools, Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Trees. Come on, bro.
Andre 3000 should have been on Don't Kill My Vibe.
Oh,
For real?
my
That sound like some
God,
that
yeah.
sound like some Outcast production, bruh.
Man, I
I
love
could hear-
Andre 3000, bro.
I could hear Andre 3000 on that, but they got Jay-Z for the remix. I was like, all right, that's cool, but
Andre 3000 is the Elon Musk of the freaking
Yeah,
rap,
they're
of like the
PS4
music game.
man,
Yo, so wait, Anthony, is that you on the PS4 screen?
yeah.
Yo, you try muting your TV. Yeah, that joke's coming through, bro.
Ed, are you on your PS4 screen?
Nah, I'm not, bro. I'm on the podcast screen, bro.
Oh, well,
Wait,
John
yo,
wants an
okay.
invite to the party.
Oh, damn.
To the podcast? You mean to the podcast?
Yeah.
All right, where I could do that real quick.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, dude.
Is he
I feel
appearing
like
offline?
over time, rappers
Speaking
are gonna
No,
fall off,
he's
you know?
he's at the top of your friends list. Chill.
All right, bet. Oh, there you go.
Mhm.
So I would argue that Isaiah Rashad is the next person to take over that spot that Kendrick Lamar has kind of been leaving, not up in the open per se, but kind of like that same genre, that same feeling. I
No,
feel like
sir.
Isaiah.
No, sir. Yo.
What?
Yo.
You're trying to tell me right now that
Is JID
Can I-
or
can I
Jid,
explain?
whatever his
Can I
name
explain
is
that?
is he
Alright,
part of
alright.
TDE?
I can
who?
explain that, bro.
J-Rock?
No,
Jid or
Jid.
GID?
Oh, Jid's part of Dreamville. Jid's
Oh,
part of
okay.
Jid's one of J Cole's.
Yo,
Eminem.
man, Jid's another guy, bro. That guy has talent.
Anyways,
Yeah, Anthony was about to say
carrying
something.
Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony, what were you gonna say?
All right, the reason why Isaiah Rashad. Well, first of all, where's this dude at?
Yeah, that's my one thing I was gonna say is that he's a little bit too much of a perfectionist. It's been about 3 years now, almost 3 years since he dropped an album.
He might be. He might be.
Sun's
edging
Tirade
forward,
dropped.
bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sun's Tirade dropped in oh shit, Sun's Tirade dropped in like fucking I think
That's-
2015.
It's like he's not active. He doesn't do any guest features or anything. He's not really even active on his social media like that, and then that makes it harder for people to check for his music. Because even though Kendrick hasn't put out an album, you could still like he be doing guest features here and there. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's gonna be hard for him to break through.
You know, when Kendrick does a guest feature, bro,
It
that
takes over
bro,
the song. Right?
that song it takes over. Like on the Carter 5.
J. Cole does the same.
Bro,
Yeah,
look, bro,
that
on the Carter 5, bro, Lil Wayne's verse was already fire enough.
Mona Lisa joint, yeah.
And then that 6-second pause, and then all you hear is every day she wake up with a different color make. Oh my god, dude, Kendrick, bro.
I mean, it's simple. Like his most recent one took over the song, fucking "Under the Sun" with J. Cole, DaBaby, and Lute on it.
You see, he
I didn't listen to that joint.
That was a remix though. That's a remix though. Because when J. Cole dropped freaking "Under the Sun" was part of Revenge of the Dreamers 3. That was all Dreamville. It was Dreamville and a couple.
best verse.
Oh snap! Thanks for joining, John. By the way, yeah, John just joined.
I mean, no problem. How you doing, everyone? You just think after that remix, everyone's going, "I woke up for some money." Dude's not even in the video, and everyone is disappointed about that. That's how he says 6 words, and everyone was disappointed he wasn't in the video.
That's
all he had to do.
You know, I haven't even listened to that song yet. I probably should. You know, I'm one of those people.
You should listen. Have you listened to Revenge of the Dreamers yet?
Nah, the little Dreamville project.
I was gonna say, if you notice,
they put that together in
that
literally
whole
a week,
camp
10 days.
It's been pretty quiet. I think they're working on their camp album right now.
No,
Because Dreamville just came out with their camp album. I don't know if you guys know who Pivot Gang is, Saba, Smino, and all them.
Well, who
They came up.
I know Saba.
I've heard of Saba.
Saba's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so Saba's group just came out with their band album. Beast Coast just came out with their band album. So Beast Coast is Beast Coast is, if anybody doesn't know, is Joey Badass, the Flatbush Zombies, all them.
Oh wait, what's that called? Check that
Beast
out.
Coast. You should check out that album. That's a good ass album.
Dude, 1999. Joey Badass is I think it was
Most recent album?
1999 one.
Fire.
Yo, is
Yeah,
it Escape from New York, DJ?
Yeah.
Word, I fuck with Joey Badass.
You know,
if you like Flatbush Zombies and Joey Badass, you should listen to the album. That's
I fuck with Flatbush Zombies.
incredible album.
yo, am I a hater for not? I won't say not, but I don't give new artists a chance. I don't care.
You should always give new artists a chance.
I wouldn't say you're a hater. I'd say you're.
No, I would say you're 100% a hater because you write music yourself. You as an artist, as a writer, should know what the process.
That's actually fair. That's actually
You
fair.
That's very
as
fair.
a writer
Yeah.
should know what the process and hard work it is. So you shouldn't really shit on
That's
someone's
very.
art.
Whoa! I never said I said anything wrong about the artist.
I know, but still,
Don't put words in my mouth.
Kind of like shit. Even
No.
that's kinda shit.
Talk about. Let me tell you what I mean by I don't give these people a chance. Okay, when the baby blew up, however weeks ago it was or months at this point, it was just people were playing it at my job because I work in in a receiving section at the back of a store pretty much. So I'm just unloading unloading trucks and opening boxes and whatnot. So people pull out the speakers, they're playing, the baby one. I'm like, yo, who is this? It's the baby. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's kind of catchy. I mean, not really my cup of tea, but I mean, it's kind of I can see why you listen to it. I got nothing against it, But
It's because you have a certain taste in rap music.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like after 2010, so 2010 was a big deal for rap music. I feel like 1990 was the 90s was when rap became a legit thing.
You know why?
And I feel like 2010 was when
I could explain that.
Sugar Hill Gang came out in the 80s, man. You can't say rap came out as an entirety as a genre in the 80s. Sugar Hill Gang came out in the 80s. They're the godfathers of rap right there. They're the ones who created rap.
Wait, Sugar who?
Sugar Hill Gang?
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, I know who they are. All right.
Yeah, they're the ones who basically created rap. That was in the 80s. 90s is when you had Run DMC, Wu-Tang, both Biggie and NWA, Biggie, Tupac.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah, that was still the 80s. The 90s was more NWA and more gangster rap era than just
Run
rap.
DMC was the 90s. It was the early 90s, but it was the 90s.
Run DMC's got to be late 80s, dude.
They're late
It was the
80s.
80s, bro.
Oh, damn. All right, you
Yeah.
got me
You know
there.
what someone never thinks about in terms of 90s rap? One of the people who's literally been excommunicated from the rap game is probably one of the most influential people in rap today.
Who?
Who?
And his name is?
Ja Rule.
Oh man.
Well, because Ja Rule's a piece of shit.
That's because,
scumbag.
bro. It's
And-
because his career got
that-
stained.
wait,
It's because of Fire Island.
Wait,
It's
no,
because
no,
of
no.
50 Cent, bro.
50 and
Fire
Eminem,
Fire
50 and
Thank
M.
you. See, thank you.
Yeah, his
Wow,
career got
this is like-
stained.
50 Cent.
His
Yo,
career
this
got
is-
stained.
Him and
I'm gonna
Eminem.
start.
Yo,
I'm gonna start
one at a time,
just straight
one at a
hip-hop
time, one at a
with
time.
Anthony, bro. That's what I was trying to say this whole time. 50 ended his career years ago,
Bro,
50
But no, I'm not
ended-
saying anything like that. I'm saying without Ja Rule, no one would have begun to accept singing in rap.
that's
Think
facts.
about how many songs we wouldn't have
I mean,
if
yeah,
him and Ashanti never made Mesmerize or like Always on Time.
Nah,
no,
there
dude,
was
Nelly
songs
was doing
before
that too.
that. There
Nelly
was
was doing
songs
that too.
before that. There was songs before
Nah,
that.
but Ja Rule,
Yeah,
because of
Nelly.
his position in the rap game as like this hardcore ass dude, made it okay.
Nah, because I'm not gonna accept that because Big Pun had blown up way before that in the '90s, and Big Pun had that one song, "What's Love Got to Do." Oh wait, Ja Rule's in that too. Shit. Damn.
I was waiting for him. I was waiting for him to figure it out. I was like,
Hey, that didn't work
I feel
out.
like Tupac had that one song too that was like it was either Dear Mama or something like that.
No,
but, like,
Yeah,
Tupac had changes, but changes wasn't necessarily singing. It was melodic, but it wasn't singing.
it wasn't even
It wasn't-
Tupac.
it
It
was
wasn't
a
even Tupac
sample.
that was singing
It was a
though.
sample.
Yeah, it was a sample
It was a
song,
sample.
right? So
The same thing with Biggie. A lot of Biggie songs, he has singing in them, but they're samples.
But you got
Exactly.
credit. You got credit.
Ja
Diddy
Rule
to
ran. Ja Rule ran that shit, bro.
Oh, Diddy
I
was
feel
one of the
like-
greatest producers of all time.
He's the
Alright.
reason why Biggie. He's the reason why Biggie
Diddy?
got so
I
many.
mean, Diddy,
One at a
Diddy did
time,
it too
guys.
with that
One
one
at
song
a time, guys.
devoted to Biggie.
You talking about that song "Juicy"?
More money, more
no.
problems. That's what I'm talking about. More money, more problems. That
No,
song
I
right
was
there,
talking
they
about
had the girl
Juicy.
singing in the background as well.
Yeah, yeah. Facts.
So I mean, like, yeah, no, dude, I don't think that Ja Rule started the singing fucking rap. Come on.
Nah, that was like mid '90s.
Nah, not started it. He popped.
No, Ja Rule was like mid 2000. That song's like a 2000 song.
I'd give John that he made it popular.
I mean,
It
look,
might
was
have gained more
something that would
traction.
happen.
It might have gained more traction given that it was Ashanti and Ja Rule, like two big names. But I don't know, like,
I mean, I agree with John, but the thing is, the reason no one gives him credit for it is because his career is stained. I mean,
Yeah,
even to
he'll
this day,
forever-
even in 2019, his career is. I mean, this dude. First of all, it's not even Ja Rule's fault at this point. 50 Cent is an ass. He's an asshole. He's a huge troll,
he's such
bro.
a troll.
This
I love
dude,
it.
this
Biggest
dude
troll.
bought,
Biggest troll.
bought
Biggest troll.
216 tickets or something like that at Ja
Just
Rule's
so his front
concert.
seat was
So the
up
first 5 rows of the concert would be empty. Bro, I thought he was joking, bro. Bro, that is ridiculous, bro.
That's the thing that happened.
Bro, that actually happened. Like this dude. I'm gonna call him by his government name. This dude, Curtis Jackson's ridiculous. Okay, he's ridiculous.
bro. But Ja Rule is also an idiot because of what he did with Fire Festival.
No, but he
Fire
didn't know. But he didn't know. That's why he didn't get sued or anything. He didn't know what was going on.
I don't know, bro. That's hard. Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah, it looks like he's
They
pretty
showed
deep
up.
involved in shit. But
Yeah,
like they
bro.
said,
He's
like,
pretty.
behind
He's
the
pretty.
scenes-
He's pretty involved in all of like the.
Yeah, but that could be motive of the people who shot that also. You never know.
All right, here's another question I got concerning hip hop and rap.
Because if you watch the documentary, dude,
all right,
like,
screw me.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's the way he's being perceived by someone filming.
but
him
bro,
now.
they trashed everybody in that entire documentary. Like it wasn't just the fucking that idiot Billy McFarland. Like it was everybody. Like they didn't try to throw dirt on other people and try to like share the blame. Like they knew that it was all of Billy McFarland's like ideas, but they also realized that like some other people had and like were involved. Dude, it's a crazy documentary. Like I actually like was super interested in that shit.
Ed, what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Your question.
So I want to know everyone's like individual. I mean, Anthony and John already know my thoughts on this because they know me personally, and probably Eric. But like how do you guys feel about these past like I would say 5 maybe 6 years of how hip hop has transitioned into like the era of like mumble rap, like.
So, real quick, I just want to say that while the era might have become mumble rap, it doesn't necessarily mean that the majority have become mumble rappers. There's
Thank
a
you. I
good,
was about to say that.
there's
Hey!
a huge group. There's a huge group.
Okay.
Let me reiterate the question. I mean, like it's becoming more mainstream than lyrical rap. I mean, like it's becoming when you
I have
think
something to say about
That's
this.
already
I
a
have something to
thing.
say- I have something
that's
to say
what I
about
mean. That's what I mean. Like because like 10 years ago, Anthony, hold up. I know you want to say something, bro. Because I know like 10 years ago it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But,
Let me start off. Let me start off.
Go
Let me
ahead.
start off.
all right.
Because he's gonna go deeper into this. I think it's cool, bro. I think at the end of the day, it's art, and art is to be
Interpreted and enjoyed.
interpreted in your own way. Art is endless. It's interpreted and it's a never ending thing that you can interpret in so many different ways. So these people are just making their music, bro. I mean, there's obviously people making it for quick money and shit.
I
But
have
at the end of the
something to
day,
say.
it's just art. Like it was the same thing when they were trying to when it's like old heads back when hip hop
Yep.
was just that boom bap shit. Like Rum DMC
Yep.
was just my Adidas and then they kept that same pace, and then here came NWA with some gangster rap, the fuck the police and shit, and like even their own hip hop culture was like, nah, we shouldn't allow this, blah blah blah. Even like their own people would turn their backs on them and shit. You know what I mean?
Word.
So I think it's just like it's just old heads hating because it's the shit that's popular, that's just everywhere in your face. Because it's just what we're
Yeah.
on nowadays.
I think that what we're witnessing is like exactly what our parents have like
Matter of-
seen is like that
Oh,
it
sorry.
transition from like that rap to like the new age and stuff like that. Like they were part of that age group where like we're seeing that change in this like upward movement and like towards a different. I don't know. And I think it's just like we're
Hold up,
witnessing.
John. I know Anthony wanted to say something because I don't want to forget his thought. Sorry.
Okay. I disagree with what most of y'all are saying. I just feel like it's I just feel like it's I just feel like it's super unbalanced. Like I know you got the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, R.P. Mac Miller, but if you think about the majority of music right now, all of it's melody driven over like trap beats. So you got Future and Young Thug to thank for that, because
I
everybody
mean-
sounds like a carbon copy of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
When it comes down
100%.
to it, you have to
Huge
also remember
point.
that there's been
That's
a
fact.
few
100%. No,
there's been
that's
a few
100%.
revolutionary people as well that are like come into the game but never been able to make their staple. And before y'all shit on me real quick, I know Eric will agree with me on this one. Lil Peep, yes, he might not have been your traditional rap, but he was making emo rap a very popular thing. Before him, nobody really know who any
I wouldn't
him
call
and
it.
X.
I wouldn't call it emo rap. I'd call it sad boy rap.
sad boy rap insinuates.
Isn't
It's
that kind of
emo.
the same thing?
No,
it is.
emo rap like implies that it's all about suicide. When Lil Peep's music is more about emotions that people don't want to deal with.
Which is
So what's X then?
emo.
'Cause he
Emo
deals
is
with both.
short for emotional. You know that, correct?
So
Emotional rap.
so explain X, because he does both. So
Did
So
both.
what X was?
No,
X was
X also addresses
bringing
a lot of
together-
issues
he
like
he did both.
concerning mental health.
Not
Forget
does.
it, Ed.
He's dead.
well,
Ed,
yeah.
Ed,
I'm sorry.
let it go. Carry
I'm
on.
Yeah, I
I'm a
mean,
dickhead.
X was going to. I feel like X was one of the people who was about to revolutionize the game by bringing different groups together, different cultures and different genres together, and just kind of mashing them together. Y'all remember
Well,
the
here we
last
did
album he
because
dropped?
people are collabing because of that. Because of if listen to this, I give credit to that song that blew up for Post Malone, that rock heavy type song. That's an X type song.
Which song you talking about?
The one that had Ozzy Osbourne in it, that blew up like not too long ago.
Take what you want. Take what you want.
Off his
Yeah.
recent joint? Okay.
Like that's
I also
like,
had Travis in it.
yeah. I don't know.
You know, about a year ago, I saw an interview. Joey Badass was in an interview, and he thinks the solution to this is if the Grammys were to split off the hip hop category. You know, if that
I mean,
way,
like subsidize it.
no, like completely branch it off because it's come to a point where like hip hop has evolved so much that it's bigger than itself now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you, I think it's very unfair for somebody like I don't know. Give me somebody. I'm gonna say something I don't like
Jid.
purposely. Not Jid. Famous Dex and Kendrick Lamar to be competing for the same award, Grammy. You know, best hip hop album. That's not fair. That's not fair because
Not both hip-hop.
Yeah, but they know they're not gonna win, and they're not
that's
going for
that's the thing though. But wouldn't it be great if you want to make trap music and you also want to get a Grammy for trap music, and it's labeled trap music, not hip hop?
I don't think any of them care about.
No. Think about it. I mean, they don't care now because they understand they're not gonna get that reward. But let's just say, you know, they start giving that out. Now, who knows? The competition has just got more serious now amongst all the trap artists. You know what I'm saying? Now they could have their own little, you know, award that they could, you know, try to get. And not only does that help, you know, the consumer, you know, because now a whole bunch of fans are going to get a whole bunch of music that they really, really like. But, you know, that's also going to make it easier for lyrical artists who've been trying to push through this, you know, who can actually get noticed by actual, recording labels that are looking for, that are looking for lyrical artists instead of having to go by the demand of the public, who's like, oh, we want trap artists, we want, trap, you know what I'm saying?
To follow up on that, Ed, I was gonna say there's that actually is a great point because there are like I was saying earlier, there are still new artists who are more lyrical. Mm-hmm. Just to name a few off the top of my head, like Smino. I don't know if y'all ever heard Smino, Saba, No Name Gypsy. People like this, they are very lyrical. They're very lyrically based, and they're never gonna get the recognition that they deserve
because record labels are looking at trap artists nowadays. They're not really looking for lyrical artists. I mean,
of course, they're looking for money.
Exactly.
No, they're just looking for the numbers.
The next star.
I mean, yeah, but indirectly that's trap artists because that's the big burst you get right now.
That's just the thing that's in right now, and the trap's not really the thing right now. Trap was in high school. That was like Chief Keef and shit. That was trap,
bro. It's still
that was more like drill music.
That's drill. Yeah, it's still a thing now though. Like because, I mean, name me, and like every time there's a double XL release for the next class of rappers.
Pays attention to that no more.
But yeah, it's not about paying attention or not. It's about you gotta look at who they pick. I'm not talking about who you gotta look at who they pick. Only like
I mean, you could argue that Meg Thee Stallion deserved to be in double XL.
Of course.
But then she don't need it though. She don't need it.
Yeah, she don't need it.
Let's not start that, John. Let's not start that, John.
She's just like Cardi B, man. Cardi B.
Whoa! You're tripping.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, chill. I'm not comparing the two of them. I'm comparing their popularity.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
okay. Yeah, I was about to say, bro.
Got a whole different vibe from Cardi B.
I was about to say, bro.
You guys had mentioned the double XL. Like she Cardi B blew up one year. She didn't need double XL.
I'm just saying. Like, listen to this for a second. Listen to this, bro. Future and Hobson are on the same double XL class. Think about that for a second.
Wow. You're right,
bro. Think about that for a second.
I mean, doesn't that just show the double XL's attempt to be diverse?
No, but bro, out of everybody in that class, I think the only person, Hobson and who else was in that? Iggy was in that class. Come on, man.
Hobson?
Azalea?
Yes, Iggy, bro. I'll pull it up right now, bro. She was in that class. It was Hobson, Future, Iggy, and the thing is, Future was
Roscoe Dash.
Future was the one that people didn't know about. He was solo. It wasn't until he dropped what's the name of that album?
Crap.
No. Even before that, the song that ended up on GTA 5. That album. How it was.
Damn.
How
that
it
was.
Was.
A crazy year.
Bro, how it was, and then he dropped that one song, y'all nigga move that though. Y'all nigga with Will what's his name? With Pusha T and the other guy. Pharrell. Damn, thank you.
You said Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell was in that?
Will Ferrell, come on, y'all think mute that.
But bro, think about that for a second, bro. I mean, yeah, he was the only I don't remember who else was in that class off the top of my head, but he was literally the only artist I could say that is who has high skills in lyrical rapping. Later on, fast forward to 2016, the only rapper in that class I could think that could actually rap for real is probably Lil Dicky and I want to say G Herbo, but I haven't listened to G Herbo.
G Herbo could spit.
Wasn't Boogie in that too?
Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry was in that joint. He be bro. How come he's you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? The only people
Curry was on the same with Yachty and them, though.
That's what I'm saying. I said fast forward to 2016. Yeah, he was with Yachty. He was with
2013 though was the best year, I think.
13.
Well, because we're talking.
As
Everyone
XL
knows
is?
that XXL is straight
XL.
for popularity. It's about
I
who's the
disagree,
most
bruh.
popular.
I think 2011 was the best list.
With Travis Scott?
No, 2011 you got Kendrick.
Kevin was
you
it
got
Kevin
Little-
Gates?
you got Little
No.
Kendrick, Little B,
No, Kevin Gates was
Yellow Wolf, Mac Miller, YG,
Oh, yep.
Meek Mill.
No, yeah, Mac Miller. That's true. Yep.
But the
Never mind.
point I'm trying to make is
Oh, go ahead.
like the point I'm trying to make is like if they had split off, you know, the categories, you know, now we have a label that's looking for just, you know, lyrical artists.
Oh, that's right. Big
You have
Crit
a
was in
label that wants trap artists, a label that wants drill artists, a label that wants this
Fire.
X, Y, and Z. Bro, people will have it'd be so much easier for artists who are just strictly, especially artists who can't, because pretty much like Eric was saying, all these labels are looking for what's big in money, right? What's making what's blowing up, you know, money wise. As of right now, that's not lyrical rap. Only at least mainstream wise.
So, but here's my counter argument to that. It's almost like the same thing. You could say the same thing about Overwatch, bro. Everybody's looking for a certain role, but if you're just a one trick,
This
nobody's
nigga always
after
comes to
a while.
Overwatch.
Yeah, hey, bro, we are on a podcast called Six Stack. I'm gonna keep it a
Anthony.
stack. Bring it always back.
Anthony,
But, like-
what's your opinion on Yellow Wolf?
Wait. DJ was saying something. Go ahead.
But like, it's almost like, you know, all these labels, they're not just looking. They're looking for what's popular. But if you want to, these rappers, these artists, they want to stay afloat, they need to be versatile. They need to learn how to flex between different different types of music. You can't just be a trap artist and expect to keep your money together forever.
I mean,
look at Lil Pump. Lil Pump thought he was gonna make money forever.
I mean, that's
Man,
a
where is
valid
he now?
point. Yeah, that's a valid point. But come on, bro. Not everybody is
Like,
I'm trying to think who. Not everybody's Drake. Okay, even though Drake's fake, but not everybody can
say-
pull that off.
Everybody could be Drake though. Drake got ghostwriters. How do you think Kendrick Lamar came out?
everybody can't be there. No.
Y'all remember K Dot?
Come on,
Everybody forgets K Dot days. now?
let's talk about that for a sec. Am I the only person that absolutely, and I mean when I mean absolutely hates the idea of ghostwriting? Am I the only I can't stand at least in hip hop.
I don't. I actually don't. I
At
actually
least-
don't. I
at
have
least-
a good reason why
at least
I
for
don't.
hip-hop.
I don't mind.
It's not a competition. If it was a and in a place and environment where you're
And
under
that's
a
the
roof
problem.
and it's a competition like a battle rap, then yes.
And that's the
But
problem,
this is
bro.
Music. This is art at the end of the day.
I mean, no,
who
but
brought
hip-hop-
it up?
no,
Under
listen,
3,000 brought it. Oh, you can continue. Go
But
ahead.
that's the thing though. Hip hop is a very unique music genre. It's more than just music. Like come on, let's be real. Hip hop originated from what do you got, man? What is it you're bringing to the table? Like what words can you bring? You know what I'm saying? You. It's all about you. You know what I'm saying? And now it's evolved to
No, that's battle rap.
no. It wasn't just battle rap, bro. It wasn't just battle rap.
God damn it.
This
We're
dude.
talking about someone talking to someone else saying, "What do you got?" That's,
No,
that's
I mean,
battle
yeah,
rap.
I know, bro, but.
Yo, Ed, I see what you're talking about.
It's
I know
not.
what
It's
you're
not just
talking
bad.
about.
Like, it's just when it comes to skill. When it comes to when somebody can rap. Yo, did you write that? Oh, someone else wrote that.
I was gonna
It's not
say,
that. You know what I'm saying?
what's
I'm
his
speaking from.
face?
I'm speaking from experience as somebody who actually writes my own music. Like, if whenever somebody we know heard any of my songs, you're like, yo, you wrote that? Yeah, of course I wrote that. Like, what? Like, there's pride in that. And I'm not gonna go put out or recite someone else's lyrics and then claim it as my own. Nah, unless it's a hook. Hook is the only place where I can accept that. But
Yo,
it's,
so check it out. Y'all heard Blonde, right? Frank Ocean's last album. So there was something on there. It was a solo. It was the only song that Under 3000 was on. So
Yes,
on the reprisal for that, it was like a quick rap where it was like a minute long of just like Under 3000 going in and rapping. And one of the things he said was like, I didn't really like. He compared it to the summer ending, like for his career, like the summer ending. He's like, I didn't realize everybody else wasn't making their own lyrics. It wasn't something that was necessarily like, it's not something that's necessarily frowned upon. It's just something that's new. So people don't really know what to do with it. There was a time when you did write your own music. You did. But it got to a point where people realized that certain names and certain talents could be useful, but they don't have all the talents to do everything else. It's like having someone come in and if you're a fucking amazing singer, bro. Say you got the voice of like fucking Kelly Rowland and fucking
Marvin Gaye or some shit.
yeah, exactly. Marvin Gaye and Kelly Rowland had a baby, and that's you. But you can't fucking come up with raps for shit, bro. You cannot come up with lyrics for shit. You can't make lyrics, but you got a great voice. Does that mean your talent isn't valid?
I mean,
Well,
and
honestly,
that's
I
why.
agree.
Go ahead. I mean,
Yo, that was a strong argument.
I mean, that's why I say rap is a very unique genre. Because first of all, you need to know how to rap. That's one. Rapping is not easy. That's one. Rapping is one of the genres where your voice doesn't have to be great. I mean, listen to what's that guy from Detroit, Danny Brown, whatever. His voice is annoying as hell when he raps, but he be spitting.
True.
He be spitting, bro. Like
Which is
Alright,
where
hold
post
on.
rapping
So
comes in.
here's one thing we're not looking into. We're not looking into the fact that we're taking rap as just talking. You just words that are very good together and wordplay. That's not all rap is. You can have someone. This is why Drake does so well, because Drake has a very special skill of flow, delivery, and execution. He's a performer at his core. That's why he gets it from his acting. He's a performer. He knows how to put on a show. He knows how to make people feel what he's feeling in his music. That's very essential.
I mean,
I'd also
yeah,
argue that,
but that's why I don't consider him a rapper, though. I mean, what you said about Drake is 100%, 1,000% true. But that's why I kind of exclude him because when I think of rap, I think of Tupac. You know,
And like,
No, you can't do that.
Hold on, there's another thing too. There's another
let me
thing.
hop in on that, bro. Let me hop
Yeah,
in.
because
There's
it's
another
like
thing that
he
comes into
still
play,
writes
too.
most of his shit. Like,
no, I'm
so you
talking
can't
about
take credit
our.
from him, though.
No,
Nah.
Drake does more than rap at this point, though. That's the thing. He does more than rap at this point. Come on, he just released a double album and that was half of it was singing.
He's a music artist. I mean,
He's an artist now. I won't consider him. He does.
What did he start as, though?
You also
What
have
did
to
he
think about it
start
like this.
As an actor.
Think about it like this, right? Check it out. If you're coming, it's almost like an internship too. When you're coming in as a ghostwriter, because Kendrick Lamar, like I said, he was opening as K-Dot when he first came out, and he was opening and doing ghostwriting because he was not known. It's a way to get your foot in the door. It's a way to be like, hey, listen, man. Most people know my sound. Maybe you don't. Maybe this one artist doesn't feel my sound. Maybe this one record label doesn't feel my sound. But if I write for like 2 or 3 popular artists, and somebody's like, "Yo, this song goes fucking hard,"
look at Quentin
also in the
Miller.
studio. Yeah, they're like, "Oh shit, this song goes hard, bro."
I was gonna
Did you
say,
write these
so-
lyrics? And like, nah, this guy did.
So it's like giving Rihanna hate because Party Next Door writes most of her shit, right?
Yeah, and Party Next Door wrote some of Beyonce's music, or
Whoa,
one of her songs.
whoa. We were talking about. See, that's. I don't want to branch off. I'm talking exclusively for hip hop. I'm not talking. I don't care if other singing. Because the thing is, just hip hop has pride. Like hip hop is one of the only. It is the same concept, yeah. But the thing is, hip hop has pride in the lyrics you bring to the table. You don't
Like,
like
to be said about any form.
I feel like I have the solution to what Ed's talking about.
no, because if I were to find out that Beyonce had a ghostwriter all this time, I wouldn't really care, because the thing about Beyonce, I mean, yeah, people kind of like feel what she says, but the thing you think about Beyonce is her voice. Same with Chris Brown. Right. You don't think about what he's saying. It's his voice. The 16-year-old boy that blew up out of nowhere because he could sing.
Okay, can I ask you something though? Like, do you not care because you don't listen to the music, or do you not care because you like?
I don't care because it's not what makes them what identifies them for what they do. If somebody were to come out and sing the exact same song that Beyonce sang and her voice wasn't the same, it wouldn't blow up. If it was the same, even if it was the same word for word, you know what I'm saying? But if you got somebody who's spitting, right, and he's like, oh, he came up with some clever stuff just now, like, oh, it's blowing your head, and you find out he didn't write it. Did he even like? You wouldn't know.
You would contradicting yourself, dude.
No, because singing and rapping are two different things. The nature behind them are two different. Because rapping, you don't need, the only skill you need is the words. That's it. No one cares about how your voice, as long as you're on beat and the words come out smart.
True. That's not true,
bro. No, that is very true.
That's not true.
It's not, dude.
Bro, as long as you're on beat.
Just look at Future, dude. Future raps.
Future's not rapping.
Future's not. This is why I don't like. No one gives rap credit for also being a vocal art form. They think it's all just talking and talking
that right
into a
there,
microphone.
that right there is where the split. No, that's where the split comes.
Delivery, pitch, tone, all matter, just like it does in singing.
That's where the split starts, right there.
Which is why rap really started to blow up when people started to manipulate their voices. DMX, the way 50 Cent used to rap, the way Eminem used to have like that little whine to his voice whenever he used to rap. It all matters.
That's where the split starts.
It's a vocal
because
art.
Don't get me wrong, it is a vocal thing, but I'm trying to tell you, as somebody who like I'm not gonna say I'm like the best rapper out there right now or anything, but as somebody who writes their own like lyrics, that's the main focus. Yeah, you want it to sound good. Right. Yeah, of course, you want it to sound good. That's of course. I mean, no one wants a day one SoundCloud sounding artist putting out. No. Of course, you want it to sound good. Everything. I agree with you on that. But the main focus is when everything sounds good is going to be the lyrics. When Kendrick says some slick stuff and it has you thinking, or when J. Cole says, you know, to die young legend or live a long life, you're not thinking about, oh, his voice sounds good. You're thinking about what he just said. You're thinking about, oh, snap, he has some truth to what he just said there. Now when Beyonce's singing,
that's because of the what they bring to the table and the kind of person that they are. Think about where they started. Eventually, you at some point you got to start and have like some base where people are like, oh, this is catchy. I'm not talking about people who. I'm not talking about the ghostwriters themselves. I'm talking about the fact of, you know, big name artists accepting it. I'll get to that in a second. But damn, I'm my train of thought about the whole J. Cole thing. I was gonna say, think about it like writing an essay. When you write an essay, bro, you gotta start with a hook. You gotta start with something to bring in listeners. Whoever's looking at this, whoever's reading it, listening to it, they need to be engaged from the very beginning. Bro, if you just start off a song and start rapping and the beat is shitty, I'm not going to listen to it. Because at the end of the day, it could be one of the most lyrically fire songs ever. If the beat doesn't, you know, mesh well with what you're saying.
Wait, I said that when John, because I said, yeah, it has to sound good, of course. But here's the thing: once everything comes together and it sounds good, you're not focused on that. Tell me.
Hold on, two things. Two things. Number one, the main issue that comes with ghostwriting is I don't find the issue to be the fact that the ghostwriting itself. I feel like the ghostwriter shouldn't be a ghost. They should get some credit.
There you go. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's right there. That's the issue. That's what I'm saying.
That's a whole issue of money and branding. So that can be easily handled. And another point to make, Ed. I feel like when you come to these topics, you're very you're kind of a snob. To say, I don't mean that in a bad way, but
here's the thing, like, and because of that, I was trying to propose a solution, and you kind of took the words out of my mouth, so saying they should get credit, because I feel like it ain't fair for these people who got all this skill and they're limited to being a ghostwriter. That's what I mean by it's not right.
Then again, they still get paid though.
Yeah, I was gonna say their name. It's being a ghostwriter is synonymous to being an intern. It's like if you were to go
lucrative career.
I mean,
if you were to go work as a freaking as a news reporter, right? And you're just an intern. You might have come up with the best fucking scoop for the goddamn year, bro. But because you're an intern for somebody else, their name's gonna go on it. But at the end of the day, you still get credit, not within not by consumers, but by the company.
Yeah, dude. Fuck it. My job, I'm a 3-level. I fix a jet. My 5-level gets credit for it.
Time out. Wait. Let me hold on. Let me tell you why that's absurd. That's absurd, because if I'm doing something, I want the credit to be known, not just by the people who made it, but by the consumer. The actor that played Darth Vader, his name is not in the credits of any of the movies that Darth Vader's in. Everybody gives James Earl Jones the credit, not the person that played what you see in the movies. Yeah, all James Earl Jones did was the voice. He wasn't the stand-in. He wasn't the person that did all the body language and everything that made Vader look so menacing. Whoever that guy is now probably dead or alive right now. No one knows who he is, and he lived. If he's dead, and if he isn't, it's even worse. He's living his life right now, knowing that George Lucas didn't put his name in the credits and not give him credit.
Yeah, that's what you know what? He got compensated.
Even if he gets paid, even if he gets paid, I
guarantee you he's fine.
Come on. Even if he gets paid. But
that comes down to passion. If you really care about that kind of stuff, then honestly,
that's what I'm saying.
No, because everybody who's a Star Wars head knows that James Earl Jones was
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader,
yeah, but no one knows the guy who played Darth Vader. That's the problem. Yeah,
that's what you mean.
I'm talking about the actor.
That's what I'm trying to say. If the actor really wanted, if the actor was passionate about acting, he could have taken that and been like, "Hey, listen, I didn't do the voice for Darth Vader, but
Yeah,
look,
but he didn't really do much.
But what's
besides
no
move around.
but what's the proof though? What's the proof? His name is nowhere recorded in the production of the movie. You get what I'm saying? So imagine if some ghostwriter
that comes down to that's what I'm saying. It's not by the consumer, but rather the actual company. Because George Lucas still hired that guy.
But listen though, but there's no credentials. There's no credentials of him being there. As far as the company knows, that person doesn't exist. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. If Drake had a ghostwriter and no one knows,
that's what reference.
Listen. If Drake had a ghostwriter, right, or a different ghostwriter, and then people found out about it, but no one knows who he is, right? Imagine the person walks up to you and says, "Oh yeah, I'm the guy that wrote such and such a song for Drake," and there's no way to prove it. How is that person going to move forward? How's that person?
Perfect. No, I'm glad you brought Drake up again because now we can talk about The Weeknd. So The Weeknd did exactly what you're saying is exactly what's happening to The Weeknd, which is why I'm saying that if a situation like that were to happen, if you're really passionate about what you're doing, you can take the knowledge that you learn as a ghostwriter and go and do your own thing. Okay. Nobody is telling you need to continue to stay in that one thing. You can use that as a reference. If when The Weeknd was trying to start up his own label, when The Weeknd was trying to start EXO, I guarantee he was like, "Hey, listen, I fucking wrote songs for Drake and then reference Drake."
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Like Drake said it in the lyric. He said it himself when Pusha T came at him with Infrared. Drake came back with Duffy and was like, "If you're gonna like give it at me for working on a couple of these with some people, what about Kanye?" And then he's like, "I try to help them out, blah blah blah." Like this guy was working at a burger joint.
Hold on, wait. You said the Kanye shit, right?
Yeah.
With Kanye, you ever look at a Kanye album and he actually lists all the people that are part of his, all the writers that are part of his album.
That's the kind of the way. That's because Kanye is on a different level when it comes to that kind of thing.
Wait.
Yeah, Eminem does that too. Eminem does that too.
Go ahead.
I wasn't finished with what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Like, I feel like Drake's motive isn't malicious at all. Like he does it. He did it to ASAP Rocky. He did it to Kendrick. He did it to The Weeknd. Like he's helped these guys out. Like now they all have careers within the music industry.
You can, if you remember one of Kendrick's earliest songs, he talks about going to Canada and meeting up with. He's like, I met up with a Canadian guy, and he's obviously referencing Drake. This is before Kendrick was known. Kendrick was really well known.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And it's like the motive's not malicious, dude. It's like to help them. Like
it's like you're not well known. You don't have a name. If we were to put your name on this, if somebody goes, "What the fuck? Who's this guy?"
Ice Cube wrote that song for Eazy-E. Eazy-E rapped it better. What happened? Eazy-E became a star. Like he was the head of NWA.
It's building a reputation for these people because you just put a great song out, but you just put their name on it. People are gonna be like, I don't know who this is. Fuck it. You get no media. You got no traction.
I'm not saying
now you
public
put the
knowledge
words behind Drake's name. Your words now have traction, and then you can start to keep as you keep writing for Drake. Your words start to mean something. It's like, oh shit, you did all this for Drake. Let me look at you real quick.
Exactly.
All right. And that goes back.
Versace.
All right. And that goes back. That goes back to my original point that I was trying to make. Yeah, that's all cool and all, but for hip hop, I don't feel like that's acceptable. Because like where's the
hater,
no, I'm not being a hater, I'm being so serious. Like where's the originality that these
who? Well, I kind of understand what you're saying. If you have a ghostwriter, that automatically eliminates you from certain like lists. Like,
from certain lists. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that eliminates you from. Yeah, go ahead.
In that case, that's very valid. Because if Tupac didn't write his lyrics, I would be so hurt.
Exactly, bro.
That's insinuating that the game is staying the same throughout.
Here's the thing. Look. Here's the thing.
It's always evolving.
When it comes to, and I can't speak for other music genres. I'll listen to them deeply. But when it comes to hip hop, there's the business side. Right, there's the side that the label worries about, where you got to put an album out in X amount of time, so you can keep your name out there. And then there's this side that the hip hop community looks at, like, yo, this guy did this guy did that, this rapper's better than this guy. I don't care how many albums he sold, he raps better than your guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the side I'm referring to. I don't care about success and all the other crap. And this is why I like Hopsin so much, because even though he's not, or pretty much any underground artist, because they don't. It's not about how much they sold. It's about what they're saying. You know,
Right.
and that's and hip hop is.
And we are almost at 1 hour.
Why? Why, bro? We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. It's only been an hour. Jesus. This was supposed to be an intro conversation, but anyway, as I was saying,
Hey, Russ, we're supposed to talk about fucking video games.
Yo, it's all
I keep bringing up Overwatch.
it's all good.
No, we want to
But
fucking switch topics.
but listen, hold on, wait. Listen.
It could be a music episode because we got Anthony in here.
Right. But like I was saying, hip hop is a unique music genre when it has that in its corner. The whole, you know, what lyrics
can I
you
just
have.
add to what I was saying?
Go ahead.
But dude, if it weren't for Drake doing that to several artists, right? Like, you know,
Did you not hear what I just said?
no.
Did you not hear what I just
hear
said?
what you said.
Did I don't think you heard what I said. I don't think you heard what I said.
I
Go ahead.
heard what you said.
I think
But
he's just
I'm
trying to
saying,
finish.
like,
Let him finish the point. Let him
Go ahead.
finish the point.
Go ahead.
Dude, it's crazy because if you think about it, like, dude, we wouldn't have like if he had not had like if he didn't take them up like under his wing in the beginning, we wouldn't have most of the music today. That's why I appreciate what he's done.
I mean,
and it's ghostwriting. Dude.
And
I don't
that's
really give a shit.
and that's why I said Drake is not a rapper to me. He's more than that.
Wow, that's so
You're
touching.
not a rapper.
He's
If that's the case,
like,
if that's the case,
come on.
there's
He brought the
minimal
weekend,
rappers
bro.
nowadays.
He brought the weekend. The weekend doesn't rap. Come on, man.
So
Like.
Well, what is rap?
That should no. That should prove my point right there. That should prove
Hold
my
on, hold on. I got a question right now.
Go ahead.
What is your definition of rap?
Somebody that could.
What is your definition of rap?
Of rap? First of all,
Yeah.
rap stands for rhythm and poetry, right? So it got to be poetic. First of all, it got to be
It
poetic.
has literally both of those things.
Yeah. You're right. But he's not landing on every single snare. He's not. That's what I mean. Like. And that's the thing with rap. Traditionally, that's what rapping is. You know, you're rhyming on every
Says
other.
Who, though? Says who?
Says the nature of rap. If you're not rhyming, it's not rap.
That sounds very opinionated.
I
Yeah,
No, that is very true. No, that is very true.
You're not.
If you're not rhyming, at least like at the end of every like line, or at the center of every line, or at least somewhere, or
Wait a
rhythm,
second.
or on the.
So you're saying that every rap needs to be a limerick. Because
I
limericks
didn't say limerick. I didn't say limerick. I didn't say limerick.
Okay, say
When
it
I
one more
mean,
time.
at least rhyming at a minimal level. At least at a minimal, like I said, at the end of this, every line or on a snare or something, and you're riding the beat. Yeah, I consider that rap.
So
The weekend.
Wait,
Wait. The weekend. Yeah, he rhymes and everything, but he is more of a singer than rap. He's a singer.
Wait. So just because he's
that's
singing,
so
it's no
wrong,
longer
dude.
considered rhythm and poetry.
So according
What's
to what you're saying, so are you basically saying what? Little B's not a rapper either?
Little who?
Little B.
Lil B.
According to
doesn't
your
rhyme.
standards, what you're saying,
I would say
Second, I
something.
need to-
I would have to
very
go.
valid-
I would
very
have to go
valid
listen to
point.
Little B. First I'll listen to him. So I would.
The weekend, the party, and the after party.
So you're saying T Grizzly's not a rapper? He barely rhymes on that shit. He just spits.
So Ed, if you're saying
rhyme on beat, bro, they're weird.
You're saying so the whole thing behind poetry is poetry does not necessarily insinuate rhyming. Limericks insinuate
No,
rhyming.
I didn't
That's a
say.
type of
Come out.
poetry.
When I said poetry,
No, it's-
when I said poetry, I'm not talking about the rhyming part. I was adding rhyming as an addition. I mean, like what they're saying is poetic.
So at its core,
What the Migos are saying is poetic.
The Migos.
So,
First of all, I never
as
said the
long
Migos was
as-
rap. First of all, I never said the Migos was rap. Let's get that out the way. Except for Offset.
Ed, before you
Except for
start
Offset.
going off, think about this. So, poetry at its core is just any type of language using figurative and metaphor, like figurative language.
Mm-hmm.
So, any type of figurative language, even hyperboles or personification, which are used very often.
Mm-hmm.
Hyperbole being like anything blown completely out of proportion, or creating something, turning something that's not necessarily human and
Yes.
giving it human. Yeah,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
That's personification.
Exactly. So, technically speaking, anything that uses figurative language is poetry. It may not be poetry in your opinion, but it's still poetry.
Well,
Therefore,
hold on.
Ed's probably never read a poem in his life.
Ed said that
Whoa. Okay.
rhythm and poetry. So, I mean, poetry at itself, there's plenty of poetry at its core. that doesn't rhyme. There's plenty of poems that don't rhyme whatsoever at all.
Haikus don't
But there's
rhyme.
still a rhythm.
Oh,
There's still a
haiku
rhythm.
don't even
And
use figurative
also,
language all the time.
Okay, that's fair.
also-
That's a fair statement.
wasn't it Eminem who also said I shouldn't have to rhyme these lyrics in a rhythm for you to know it's a rap?
You got me there. You got me there. Who just did that? Who just did that? Who just did
That
that?
was perfect.
That was very perfect.
So
That
technically
was
speaking,
clever. That makes sense. You're right. You're right. I give you that. I give you that.
That's nice.
I give you that.
technically speaking, all of these people you've been denouncing as not rappers are rappers, by that definition.
I mean, by that definition, okay, yeah, but so y'all telling me y'all consider The Weeknd rap?
Yes.
No.
No, we
No,
no,
I mean,
we
no,
not a
no.
rapper.
All right,
He's
that-
singing.
see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, it's not rap.
Yes.
It's not rap.
But what he's at his core, yes. By definition,
Okay,
yes.
all right,
But
on
by
paper,
opinion,
okay.
no.
By paper, all right. If you want to go by paper, then I guess everybody's a rapper. Then, if that's what you're saying.
Okay, look, Ed. Honestly, it's just a way of personifying the words. I'm pretty sure there's a multitude of songs that were sung that you could take them, restructure them slightly, and turn them into a dope ass rap.
Come on, and that's
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
no, but
and
I'm pretty sure
that's what makes it
everybody-
music.
what Ed's trying to say is,
That's what makes it music,
no
though.
one here, no one here would be like, hey, The Weeknd's a rapper. Like, no one here would
No.
agrees with that, right?
I mean, but that's the thing. That's what makes it rap because of the way you put the words out. That's what makes it
But
rap.
I don't know,
Nah,
Heavy.
he's not
Like,
a
listen to
rapper.
the Weeknd in the
He's
low
an
life.
R&B
It
artist.
sounds like he's spitting,
Bro,
but he's
somebody
just doing
I've
it with he's doing
I've
it while
heard, bro.
singing.
There's an episode of the
Nah, he's an
Futurama
R&B
where they
artist, bro.
sing
He's
the
strictly
bro. Listen,
singing.
there's an episode of the Futurama where they sing the lyrics to what's the real Slim Shady. I mean, yeah, it's the lyrics like John just said. You know, yeah, the words are one thing, but the way you put it out is what makes it rap. That's what I'm like. It's the way you put it out.
No.
Bro, you literally just said that. I
Yes,
shouldn't
yeah,
have.
no,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
correct.
The way
You're
you put
correct.
it
You're
out
correct.
makes it
You're
rap.
100%
That's
correct.
what I mean.
You're 100% correct.
Now, The
Yep,
Weeknd
you're
is not
right.
a rapper. Neither is the Migos on the fence. I'm on the fence because they have some.
Migos are rappers. They're not. In your
Migos are
opinion, they're not good rappers.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the.
They're
That's why I said I'm
Nah,
on the
you're a
fence.
hater. They're
No,
rappers.
whoa,
You're being-
I like the
you're
Migos.
being-
Come on. I like the
you're being-
Migos.
you're being
No.
snob again. You're being
No.
snob
Come on.
again.
I
You're
like the
being
Migos. No.
rappers,
Come
bro.
on. I like the Migos. Let's get that out the way.
Okay, you like
I'm
them has
beginning
nothing
to
to do with
Listen,
it.
like
but
they're
Relevant.
I said I'm on
They're
the fence. Come on.
rappers,
I said
bro.
I'm on the fence because some of the songs, yes, I count them as rapper. Other songs, I'm just like, not really.
No, they're
We
still
just
rapping
boiled
on
it down. We just boiled it down to
Oh
the
my
way
God.
the way you rap it, the way you rap it,
I said
the way you speak it,
I
the
s-
way you
yeah,
structure
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
it rap.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, we're missing something big
Here's
here.
the
We're missing
thing: the
something big
Migos
here.
are a wild
It's
card for me. They're a wild card for me.
What Ed is saying. It's
They're
for
fucking rappers.
Ed saying for me, and Ed saying, and I don't count them. This is Ed's opinion.
I mean,
about them.
I
At the
said
end
that
of
from the
day,
start. I never
the
said.
Migos are
Come out.
rappers.
Come
The
out. I
Migos-
never.
that's
I
fact.
never said this was fact or opinion. Come out.
You
All I'm
just
saying
said-
is,
you-
yeah,
when
I know,
said something-
but I
when
never said this
something,
was
you
fact.
Offset's the only rapper. You said Offset was the only
I
rapper.
said- out of
You
the three of
didn't
them,
say the
Offset's the only one I consider a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah,
I said I.
Nah,
Yeah.
then
What
your
you mean about Takeoff, man?
Takeoff? Then your opinion. would
Okay,
be
I forgot about
irrelevant to this
Takeoff. I forgot about
conversation.
Takeoff. Then I forgot. Yeah, you Takeoff. Yeah,
Your-
Quavo.
your-
Nah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
then
Takeoff.
your opinion's
No, I forgot about
irrelevant.
Quavo.
Nah, your opinion's
Quavo's not a rapper.
irrelevant
Sorry,
then.
Quavo can't rap. I'm sorry.
You can't-
I'm about to pull a Shapiro.
Your,
Y'all
your
ready?
opinion's irrelevant then because they're a group. You cannot exclude one without the
No.
other.
I
It's
mean,
relevant
well,
then.
they have solo albums now, so I could totally exclude them now. What you mean?
Even then, they're all rapping, bro. Just because you don't like one does a little bit more melodic. than the
No,
other one
but
does.
if we boil it
Maybe
down
the
to the
other one
facts,
can-
if I were to go, roses are red, violets are blue, you suck, blah blah blah, you too.
On a beat,
That's rhythm.
Yeah,
that's both rhythm and
I mean,
poetry.
yeah, that's rap. I
That's
mean, of
both
course,
rhythm and
I mean,
poetry.
of
That's
course.
exactly what that's
rap.
exactly what
Yeah, that's
everyone
rap.
in Migos is doing.
I
It's
mean-
not good. It's if you don't want to call them good rappers, that's fine. You can say that until you're blue in the face. But at the end of the day, they're meeting the quota.
I mean,
They are
okay, yeah,
rappers.
all right, yeah,
That is
fair.
fact.
That's fair. That's
That
fair.
is
That's
fact.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. That is very fair. That's very
They
fair.
are taking
Alright,
words.
We wasted 40 minutes trying to
rhythm,
prove Ed that he
poetry.
was wrong.
They're
Time out. Hold up.
Yeah, they're
I
rappers.
wasn't trying to. First of all, we're having a debate here. We're not arguing. I want to make that
The
clear.
fucking bell again.
I don't know who thought we were arguing. I was making a debate.
not an argument.
All right, good.
Fucking-
As long as everyone knows that, trying to prove me wrong. What is this? No, I just made a point. Sorry, I made an opinionated point with some valid reasoning behind it, and y'all came together or gang dunked on me pretty much to prove me wrong. See,
Listen, I'm
and
sorry.
now
I'm sorry
here
you got
come the
Shapiro, that
insults.
happened.
Here come the insults. Okay, wow, I'm stupid. Anyway, back to my original statement about ghostwriting. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing in hip hop. I feel like
I disagree.
Well, you know what else?
Talk about, listen. No. I'm closing thoughts. Only because I feel like hip hop should be the genre that you come with your own words, where it's just too much pride.
And I feel you entirely. You feel it as, yo, this is rap. This comes from you. This is your thing. But then again, I feel like at the same time, you're putting a whole genre, a whole unique, expressive, giant genre in a tiny little box. Think about all the good that has come from ghostwriting. It's too important to the game.
And that goes back to my original point about the Grammy should split off these genres so that it'd be much easier for other artists to come up.
You know what else shouldn't be a thing? I don't know what else.
Hold on, wait. Eric got something to say.
Also, what you're doing is when you take this music on, since you're a writer, you're breaking it down right away. You're not listening to it as a consumer and actually enjoying it. Your first process is to shit on it. Well, not shit on it, but
yeah. Please don't put words in my mouth.
His first process is to compare. His first process is to compare. That's what it is. He immediately compares it to himself.
Whoa! What have I compared? What have I compared to me? First of all, let's get that out the way.
No, I feel like that's what your brain immediately does.
I'm not comparing anything.
You immediately go, I wouldn't have done that there. I would have done it like this.
No. I've never said I about anything. Time out. What I said about the whole.
I think that's what your subconscious.
No. Listen. Time out. Whoa. First of all, everyone get off my dick for a second. Hold on, y'all back up.
On it.
Off my back for a sec.
Guys. Can I say one thing before I add rebuttals? So remember how I said we were trying to transition to a new topic? You know what else really shouldn't be a thing? Bastion. That shouldn't be a thing.
Shut up. But like I was saying.
Not be dang.
We'll get to that in a second.
Really shouldn't.
We're never gonna get off music.
But listen, let's not. You just y'all. But listen, no, listen. This isn't about. I wasn't making this about me. Okay. Never have I said.
Shut up, Steven.
Never have I said that trap music should exist. Never have I said that, lyrical rap should be the only rap. Never have I said anything, in that spectrum. All I said was from the very beginning was that they should split off this genre called hip hop, because all of this, regardless of what you look at it, trap, drill, lyrical, whatever, mumble, whatever, it all falls under the same category of hip hop, which isn't fair to everybody who considers themselves involved, consumes it, or who likes it. It's not fair, because you have there's too many. The demographic is too large. If you got artists who want to blow up in just lyrical rap, and they can't do it because this genre is clouded by a whole bunch of trap rappers, mumble rappers, and all that, and you feel like you got to go a non-traditional route and be a ghostwriter, and then on top of that, that takes away from the pretty much the paved way that past rappers have created, where everything that they did was original. First of all, everything that they did was original, and you got to be a ghostwriter for a top forget the whole ghostwriting thing. The thing is, the fact that even though people don't like following the Grammys, everything the thing with the Grammys is that's where where everything comes together, right? Where everybody gets gets recognized for what they put out and everything. And the fact that, like I said, you got essentially Lil Uzi and Kendrick Lamar competing for the same thing, even if he's not.
Why shouldn't they? They're both it's the same music. It's
but it's not the same. It's not the same music. No. Listen, it's not. Listen. Come on. On paper, yeah, it's the same rap. I mean, it's the same music, but it's not. It's not the same thing. I feel like.
You know what, Ed? I agree with you. But I do raise you one issue with this.
Mm-hmm.
For one issue, I agree there should be subdivision, but
no subdivision.
No, not subdivisions are all under hip hop.
No. Forget no. Screw that. Just branch it off entirely. Like just cut it off because it's becoming its own thing. It's bigger than hip hop now. It's bigger than what hip hop once was. Like,
Okay, fine. But then how do you play certain rappers whose songs literally exist in two at once? How do you do that? Like fucking Ski Mask.
I mean, they've already been doing that for the past like 15 years with trap rappers. They've already. I mean, in that scenario, that's when you just place them in whichever one they fit more in. You know, and then the artist will find his path.
His style is very modern, sort of trap, more mumbly in terms of the flow, but it's incredibly lyrical.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, in that regard, I mean, that's where you play. That's where you do the ear test. To be real, which sucks.
Can't make this to an ear test because
No,
bring
think
it all
about
down
it.
to a matter of
Think about it.
opinion,
I mean,
it has no validity.
No, think about it, bro. Because no one's gonna listen to a lyrical rap if the beat isn't catchy.
There has to be a standard, or it's all just opinion, and it doesn't matter.
I mean, I understand that, and and fortunately, I'm not the person in charge of that. But what I'm saying is, the genre is too big, and then if we branch it off, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be people who kind of like on the fence in certain genres, if there were to be certain different genres. But what this would ultimately do is create more room for other artists in all sides of the spectrum, or all parts to come up, because it's not fair.
Right, cool, yeah.
Like
Well,
that's
to play devil's
I respect
advocate,
that.
to defend the VMAs or whatever the fuck it is, whatever they
Grammys.
get
Grammys.
awards, they only show on TV the ones that are important. But when they're like on break and shit, other people still get other awards. There's other
Yeah, like
rappers
classical music and stuff. Right.
No, not just classical. Like there's other rappers, like underground rappers get awards and stuff all the time. It's just they don't show up to awards shit and
Really?
like that 'cause they don't give a fuck.
Okay,
You
yeah.
never- you never
They
do
also
that.
that's because they're paying for screen time. There's a lot of different money and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think
It's just
we
the
have come
mainstream,
we
but-
have come to a point on this, and DJ said we should move on to a different.
all right. So after an hour and 17 minutes. Yo, thanks for joining, Anthony. If you want to keep talking, we're gonna talk about Overwatch now. I know you don't play Overwatch.
God damn.
But if you want to leave, it's up to you. If you want to stay, it's up to you, bro. But yo, from everybody, we want to say thank you for joining us on the podcast, bro.
Thank you, yo. It was a good, healthy conversation, bro.
Good and healthy are not the words I use to describe it, but it was in fact.
I would say it was a rusty blade.
Because well, never mind. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nah, I mean, it was. I say it's a good, healthy conversation, guy, because you got multiple people's point of views, and I never looked at it certain ways. So
I mean, yeah, of course. As long as there's no animosity in the air, we're good. We're all
some of
good.
y'all, I mean,
We're all
some of
good.
the comments y'all make
Oh yeah, I love you guys. Fuck you, Steven. I love you guys a lot. But yeah. Anyway, back to what. Back to DJ was saying. Now I might get very heated in this conversation because,
You think you're gonna get heated, okay,
bro.
bud.
All right, so
I want to address something real quick.
oh god,
If we have everybody here.
DJ, you here?
Actually, never mind. I'll say it for
You're-
that.
DJ, sir. All
Go
right,
ahead.
Bastion. Let's
Hold
talk.
on.
Hold on, wait. I got this.
I was the
No.
one who said
I
it
want to
first.
do opening thoughts first. Get everybody in the mood of thinking about this devil that Jeff Kaplan is giving us.
All right, and everyone gets a time to talk.
Yeah,
'cause we're
everyone gets time
running
to
over.
talk. Look,
Can I go first because I was the one trying to transition?
Bastion, the
Let DJ go
abomination.
first. Let DJ go
I'm just
first.
opening
Come on.
thoughts, nigga. The opening thoughts that we have in this game, bro. The idea of this person could have 300. Was it 300 bullets a clip?
300.
300 bullets a clip, and fire, and it's a hit scan. Not even a damn projectile like Orisa. It's a hit scan that does damage to pretty much everything, including shields, and could be. You know what? No, I'm gonna go on. Go ahead, DJ. Say what you got to say.
Bastion, bro. There are many things in this world that were created. There are many things that should not have been created. But there is one thing in particular, that the devil himself had every piece of handiwork in making. Bastion, the fucking Omnic robot, should have died and stayed dead with the Omnic War. I don't
Nah.
know who brought him back to life.
Forget
I
that.
don't
Torp
know-
should have killed him the moment he saw him.
I don't know who. You're telling me it was Torbjorn?
Torb,
Torbjorn's the one that brought
no,
this?
no, Bastion.
Okay, so that's
no,
two characters that should never have
Bastion
existed.
came back to life in the forest, walked towards some whatever village, and then Torbjorn found him and kept him alive. It's like, this Bastion is different. He looks peaceful. I'm gonna keep him alive. Torbjorn should have deactivated
I just want
him.
to say something. Bastion might have looked nice. He might have looked like the most cutesy little motherfucking robot ever. Motherfucking different from all the other ones. But Bastion was a snake in the grass. A wolf in sheep's clothing.
This guy.
There are many things that shouldn't have happened in Overwatch. But Bastion is the one thing that caused them all.
You know what pisses me off about Bastion the most is the fact that it requires an entire team to counter him.
Yep.
Unless it's a retarded Bastion that just wants to run around all day. But
Hey. We don't use slurs from different people here. You can say nigga all you want, and you can swear, but we don't use slurs.
unless it's a stupid Bastion that doesn't want to. But pretty much, it just really blows me that they created a character. And it's crazy. He was even more broken in the alpha stage. Thank God we didn't get that version of Bastion. Thank God.
Wasn't he able to heal himself faster?
No. In alpha stage,
had a shield.
he had a 1,000 barrier put in front of him whenever he went to turret mode.
Oh, fuck that.
The trade-off was he couldn't go 360. He couldn't look in all angles. He could only look in at a 45-degree angle in front of him. But he couldn't look behind him and everything. So so pretty much he was vulnerable behind, which was the trade-off. But he had that 1,000.
Honestly, I would have preferred that at this point.
Hell no. Think about it, bro. He had a 1,000 barrier shield in front of him. That's half of Orissa's shield. I mean, sorry, not Orissa, of Reinhardt's shield right now.
But that means that flankers could have easily gotten to him.
No, forget that, bro. No, that means Orisa could just put the barrier behind him. If we're like pirate shit becomes super easy.
Hang on, we're in opening thoughts right now. You guys are getting into conversation.
Sorry.
that's true.
Sorry.
All right,
John,
Eric, you're next.
John. Oh, Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
I'm going on the list.
I don't care. I don't like him.
All right, that's
And that's Eric, everyone.
John.
Okay, my thing with Bastion is I simply think he is, let me term, he's, I don't want to say disgrace, but he
He's a disgrace,
shits
bro.
on the skill. Yeah, he disgraces the game. Like, he shits on the skill it takes to play all these other characters, because literally all you have to do is sit in one spot and aim. And it's not even that hard because you buzz everything so hard. So I've actually got some stats pulled up so we can reference them throughout the fight. But let's just look at this. This is a character who already has a sentry mode, 6 to 20 damage while running, 35 round clip, 1.5 reload time, with a damage fall off of 25 to 45 meters. Already ridiculous.
In recon?
Yes. Fire rate 8 shots per second, and he can hit headshots. In Sentry mode, 7.5 to 15 damage per bullet, 300 round clip, reload time of 2 seconds, fall off to 35 to 55 meters, fire rate 30 per second, but no headshots, as if it matters. He can also self-repair for 75 health per second. If he reconfigures, so if he switches between the mode, he automatically reloads. And he can do it within a second, and he can go into recon in 0.5 seconds. No cooldown on that, which is also ridiculous. His ult, I don't mind it. It seems fine. I just have an issue with the turn mode. And let's also get to the most broken part about this whole Sentry mode thing. His headshot hitbox is behind him. But this is a character who can move 360. So headshotting Bastion in a one-on-one, just in a one-on-one fight, forget in a team battle, is pretty much goddamn impossible.
Unless you're Tracer and get the flank on him, but yeah.
Or Junkrat.
Yeah,
And
bro,
even then,
no,
Junkrat
Steve,
can't headshot.
no. But Junkrat is the hardest counter to Sentry mode with Bastion, though. That's a proven fact.
Junkrat, that doesn't matter because Junkrat can't headshot.
I mean, he doesn't need to. Like 4 grenades kills him. And he's a because remember
But my opinion is the fact that Blizzard just probably added Bastion to introduce a character that's friendly to all gamers, right? Like, we might be people who take this game seriously, but then there's people who play this game casually.
That's not true.
Especially
Sorry,
Bastion is.
that's not true. They said that was Soldier's job. Soldier was the person.
Hold on, still in opening thoughts.
But sorry, go ahead.
Steven's turn.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I think that Soldier is not as friendly as Bastion. I think Bastion is so easy to play and so simple and so dumbed down. Like you can have the entire team comp revolve around a fucking Bastion, but you can't do that to a Soldier.
I mean, that's true, but the thing about that about the team
Okay, well
revolting
think
about
about this,
Bastion.
Ed. Think about this, Ed. Think about this, guys. If you had a Bastion and I had never played Overwatch in my life, and I were to get into rank with you guys could easily would Ed and Eric on tank, John as my second DPS, fucking Barsky, Henry, DJ as my healers, whatever, however that would work out. You guys could easily carry me to either gold, platinum, or whatever rank as a Bastion. Just my
That
opinion.
that in itself is toxic.
I mean,
Someone with
It's
no
toxic,
skill
but
getting
it's
boosted.
so. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
dude.
yeah, that's
what I'm
true.
saying.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's a friendly play. He's a character who's friendly to play.
I mean, he
That
is.
shit's on skill-based
that's the
gaming.
thing,
the whole
though.
point of skill-based
Oh,
gaming
it
is
does,
to
it
practice.
does.
I mean,
get your
It
skill
does.
up.
It
I,
does.
I,
It does.
I give you that, Steven. I give you that. But to go back on what you said about Blizzard creating him for, I'm being so real when I said that. When I say this, that their character for that
Soldier,
achievement
right.
was Soldier. Yeah, but yeah, I do agree with the whole Bash because I feel like initially Bastion was not because before you, Steven, you, Eric, and DJ got into the game of Overwatch, Bastion used to be much worse. I don't know if John remembers, like back when we first started playing John. Like he was much even without the shield, his spread was much tighter. I don't know if John remembers that. His spread was
The only thing I could say,
Fucking
on Bastion is that at least it's gonna be easier to melt him now because he's only good behind double shield or Orisa alone, with another off tank or whatever. Luckily, we're getting those shield nerfs. We're gonna be easily be able to tear down the shields and then tear down the Bastion. If
I'm
not,
glad you actually brought that up, Eric, because literally this site I'm on references and this is what makes him so toxic. When you search a character, there's no direct strat mentioned. Literally under all his stats, it says right here, pirate ship, and explains to people how to pirate ship. Bastion, Mercy, and now it's actually Baptiste, but it's whatever. And Shield Tank, typically 2. Bastion sits in one area because of teammate shields, and typically just spams around the point to fucking wherever he goes.
also I'm
Fucking
calling it now.
ridiculous.
They're thinking. Everyone's thinking double shield might be out of the meta or shield might be out of the meta because of nerf. But a smart strat would be double shield with the Bastion because now we know that a Bastion does so much damage, and he could break through these weak ass shields. Now we still protect our Bastion with a double shield, and then he melts through the other shields also. See what I mean?
But that
Honestly,
just
the
comes
reason
down to-
Bastion is so
wait.
toxic is
You-
probably
come on.
because of double shield.
Eric, are you talking about attack Bastion?
Yes. On attack. Definitely not on defense. Because it could work, especially with a Symmetra.
It depends. It depends on the game mode, to be real. Because Bastion because I'm thinking like Numbani, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
I'll be right back. I use the bathroom.
Like Numbani, it wouldn't work. There's just too many vantage points. It wouldn't work on Paris. Pretty much any map that requires you to cap a point first. Now,
If we do it right, we should be able to.
no, I'm trying to tell you because the thing with attack Bastion. First of all, attack Bastion. Here's the reason why attack Bastion doesn't work. If it's not payload, because when you're in sentry mode, the team needs to remember that you're at the defense's mercy. You got to play by the defense's rules if you're playing if we're playing payload first. I mean not payload, sorry, point first. So maps like Kings Row, Numbani, Horizon, Paris, those maps, the attack Bastion doesn't work because you're going to be stationary. You're not contesting the point. All the team needs to do is stay out of line of sight, and you're just killing time. Now maps like John help me out, Junkertown, Route 66.
Did you just say Bastion doesn't work on Numbani? What, dog?
For attack.
It definitely does. All you have to, I mean, maybe not in the first initial push, but once you get the point moving,
That's what I'm
go
talking
attack
about. No,
Bastion.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you switch over to Bastion, yeah, but if you try to go for first point, that's what I was talking about. That's what I said on certain maps. If you come out the gate with Bastion for attack Bastion on Numbani, where are you going to set up at? Because if you go high ground, the team could.
The double shields.
Matter of fact, I got a perfect place where you can set up. When you're coming through top point, literally that as soon as you come to the door, you have high ground. Set up double shield right there.
And you know what you could do to prevent that? Yeah, and what you do is the team groups up and goes underneath them and forces them on the point. You force them on the point, then you jump on them. Like, because no team, if you're dumb enough to stay on point and what wins the fight is if you're in line of sight. If you're in line of sight, you're gonna lose. So you deny Bastion line of sight, you force him to come into a spot where he's not safe, and that's where you got people like either Junkrat, May,
Wow, John,
or
I just saw your message. Let's do it.
either Junkrat
the most
or May to what's the word I'm looking for, to pretty much take Bastion out of the fight.
Yes, but the most toxic thing about Bastion and everything someone's complaining about is the fact that it is pirate ship. The fact that not only is he getting healed by a Mercy or more, but now that we have back, you can literally drop an immortality field on him.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just you can't shoot him. You have to focus on the target, and when you can't focus on Bastion, he's going to shred you.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, that's why I said on certain maps it works. So if you cap Numbani with a different comp, and then once you get that first point, you switch over to Bastion. Yeah, of course, it works like 8% of the time. Sorry, 80% of the time. But I was talking right when the game starts. Like right when the game starts, on certain maps, attack Bastion isn't going to work, especially now with the shield nerfs, because hit scans are going to be a prominent thing once this patch goes live. Like I kid you not, you're going to see a lot more McCrees, because McCree by himself already could.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see a lot of McCree.
McCree is low key like a B list shield breaker. People don't realize that.
I would say
he's not. No, not right now. No, not A. Nah, he's B list, because A. I give that to Junkrat. I give that to obviously Bastion.
Right.
Hold up. But yeah, I give that to pretty much Bastion, Junkrat. No hit scan right now. But McCree, once that shield nerf, think about it. Orisa's shield is about to be 600 HP. McCree could double Phantom Hammer the hell out of that thing in a heartbeat.
I still think attack Bastion will work. We'll try it and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to tell you, bro. On certain maps, yeah, it's going to work, but defense Bastion is gonna be a huge thing, because she was gonna.
We might also see a lot of tracers.
I'm tracer. Let me think. Yeah, no. We're gonna see more Genjis. We're gonna see more Genjis than tracers. We're gonna see way more Genjis. Definitely. That because
Yo, can I ask you something off topic, Ed?
What's up?
Dude, how have you done with the camping and Pokemon? With fairy and stuff?
Oh, I've not. I've only done it one time. Dude, I know nothing about it.
I've noticed that, like, when I've increased a friendship with my Pokemon. So like now when I go into battles, they talk to me. Like I talk to them, and I'm like, oh, I knew you could do it, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, waiting for direction, blah, this and that. Dude, I've noticed that they've gained more EXP now that we've become more close.
No word. Sure the viewers have no clue what y'all talking about and don't give a shit
about
Pokemon. About it. You should have texted him.
Yeah, fuck off.
But but I really don't think attack bash is gonna work with this next nerf. I mean, this next patch, bro. It's gonna be harder to protect them. It's gonna be so much harder to protect them.
We'll see.
I mean, because think about. I know DJ could probably say this. Think about it, bro. A 600 HP shield is not gonna protect anything.
Nope. The 600 HP shield can be easily focused and brought down.
That's gonna be brought. That's why I said defense bastion is gonna be way more powerful than attack bastion. Because here's the thing, defense has a luxury that attack doesn't have. They could be stationary all they want as long as the point isn't moving, especially for point maps.
What's going to end up happening is the new standard for defense is no longer going to be Orisa, it's going to be Sigma.
Like I said, it was going to be meta. All I said was it's going to work.
It's not going to work. No, wait, talk about, to say something is going to work means it's meta. That's what meta means. Wait. That's what meta means. That's literally what it stands for. Most effective tactic available. That's what meta stands for. So if it's going to work, if it works, then it's meta. So like, and meta doesn't mean popular. Let's get it out the way. Meta does not mean popular. I hope everyone understands that. What's popular doesn't is it's what is. Oh, what's popular
Technically
right now?
speaking, Reinhardt isn't exactly.
He's
Reinhardt's not popular right
Ryan
now.
is not meta right now. I just happen to play him really well. That's shish. That's all it really is. What's meta right now is Orisa Sigma. That's the most effective thing. Apparently, it just so happens that Reinhardt can counter Sigma. I can't really counter Orisa all that much, but it is what it is. But
So can Zarya.
yeah, that too. But honestly, though, Ryan Zarya is just a go-to comp to begin with. It's probably just an old reliable strat. That's probably the best thing to call it. It kind of I won't say it counters every meta, but it works well against every meta.
Reliable.
It's just good against every meta right
That
now.
is the equivalent of the old man who goes to the freaking bar and gets an old fashioned.
Shut up. But but like a defensive bastion, yes, that's gonna be a huge thing now because shields are glass. The shields, especially, and I cannot reiterate this enough. Orisa is gonna be out of the game. Like she is gonna get shredded to bits, hella quick. It's not even funny how fast it's gonna happen. You know, I said this earlier.
I'd say she's probably going to still probably be part of it. Every time I play Orisa, it's not so much that you're playing on your shield. You're not playing on your shield as Orisa. You're putting your shield down in order to soak up that initial damage that comes from the enemy coming into your, like, jumping onto an attack.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Like,
but the thing is, shit, it's 900 HP right now, DJ. Now take a third of that away. It's weaker than Winston Bubble. Like, now who here has ever used Winston Bubble to cover from any good damage?
me.
Nobody.
It works. It's efficient.
It's only good.
It's
It's
not the
only
most
good.
efficient.
Right. Exactly. Now Orisa's barrier is going to be much weaker. Think about it. Imagine Orisa putting a barrier down to block a Diva bomb, and then someone takes it down before it even detonates. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. It's that weak. It's 600 HP. Like a Tracer and McCree can focus the hell out of that real quick and take out the barrier in a heartbeat. The only thing good about Orisa right now is she's gonna be better at body blocking because she has a movement buff. But you got to
She's
think.
also got fortification. I mean, when you look at it as a whole, there really shouldn't be a main shield versus off shield, like main tank versus off tank.
What
It
do
should
you mean?
just be tanks. So there's like in every game, it's almost required to have some kind of tank with a shield.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of dive comp, and even then, I argue that dive comp still needs like a shield of sorts.
Yeah.
So I feel like what they're doing now is kind of taking away that idea that like you need to play one of these two characters. Like you need a Reinhardt in your game, or you need an Orisa in your game, and they're giving more space for other tanks to be viable. To pull off, they're making it so it's gonna be harder to play the game. The game's gonna be quicker because there's not gonna be so much of just like standing behind a shield and waiting, but at the same time, it's gonna give way to newer comps. It's gonna because you can't just keep adding characters, right? Like if they keep adding tanks, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if they don't add a tank with a shield, it's not gonna be part of the quote unquote like meta.
Mm-hmm.
You can't when you think about meta, you can't just think about like the meta as the top tier. You have to think about how are gold players feeling about this? How are freaking because when you look at it, like,
it's a good point. It's a good thing you made that point because to be real, Blizzard doesn't care, and that's what sucks.
damn.
Yeah, that's what really sucks. When Blizzard makes these patch notes and they make these changes, they look at what the pros and what top 500 is using. That's why when Reaper went, remember that small patch where Reaper had his lifesteal with the 50%.
Mm-hmm.
They did that as an attempt for Reaper to be brought into Overwatch League. That backfired because not only was he not brought into Overwatch League because Overwatch League players are good enough to counter that. Reaper became broken down here in gold. Y'all remember that? How ridiculous Reaper was for like a good 2 weeks? Yeah. So they try to make changes that won't affect the lower tiers. Fortunately,
yeah, you
though,
got a point now.
Fortunately, we're kind of like high gold, mid plat, and kind of high plat area. So we're kind of where the meta is attempted to be played. So that's why I'm able to play Reinhardt down here. I guarantee if I play Reinhardt like gold or in Grandmasters, it's not going to work. Not because I'm not that caliber for skill. Just simply because they're just better. And, the Reinhardt just doesn't work up there. But so go ahead.
I would say when it really comes down to it, but yeah, that's the whole point. Is like, so even if Overwatch doesn't really care so much about us, or like they're not us per se, but like Gold, the lower tiers, it still comes down to giving space and availability to other tanks. It's gonna give way to new comps.
I mean, yeah,
because
of course.
Now that like Reinhardt's shield is gonna be lower, it's gonna be easier to like break down a Reinhardt shield. It's gonna be easier to put a Reinhardt down and put a Reinhardt in his for like quote unquote place.
Yeah, of course. I feel like not only that, but they're also trying to bring hit scans back into the meta because and dive because this is what the fourth hero from the original dive comp that's got buffed. First it was Winston and then Diva, now Tracer and Genji. And I guess you could call Lucio's buff a buff, but it really isn't a buff. It's more of a revert to what he was before the GOATS meta. But I guess you could throw that in there. And who else was in dive? Zen? Let's talk about Zen because I feel like
Oh man,
Zen is in. He is in. It's funny. Remember how yesterday I played Zen in comp?
Yeah.
I tried my best, like to give him a chance to see if Zen could actually do something. Where's everyone else? John, Eric, y'all still here?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay, all right.
No shout out.
But Zen is in the worst state right now. He is like the only value he has is Transcendence, and Discord. And it's like he is. You can't even call him a glass cannon because of that. It's like he's. What would you call him? I don't even know what to call him. He's just.
Who are we talking about right now? Sorry about that.
Zenyatta. Like You're good. His like what I said was his only valuable things he brings to the table is Transcendence and Discord. Is that am I missing something or is that pretty much it?
So when it comes to Zenyatta was perfect for the beginning of the game because the character choice was very small. He's very single. It was still very single target. Like take out this target first, then take out this target.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way the character is created now, there's a lot more CC in the game. There's a lot more CC in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So someone like Zenyatta doesn't necessarily have much use. I'd argue that with the exception of Transcendence, which honestly, dude, a Transcendence is great and all, but if you throw a fucking perfectly placed nade, Transcendence ain't shit.
Yo, I haven't been saying that for the longest time to see if anybody will catch that. Yo, no, seriously though. There's been so many grabs that should have been denied.
With a single nade.
A single
biotic grenade from Ana, and it's over.
It's over. You can't do nothing. In fact, Zen survives that fight, and once Transcendence goes down, he's a stagger.
Yeah.
You need a really good Ana then.
Honestly, you don't even need to be that good of an Ana to pull off. A solid nade.
Especially
you just nade the right characters.
Especially if Zenyatta uses Transcendence while it's a grab. You just literally throw the nade at the grab and it hits somebody, and they all get antied. But the thing about Zenyatta is, like you said about the CC, like I feel like the nature of how you play Zenyatta should change. I feel like the mechanics should change. I feel like if you throw an orb on somebody, it should stay on them regardless of if you're looking at them or not. I feel like the whole line of sight thing is ridiculous at this point. Because it's like especially with all these damn barriers in the game, the fact that he can't throw a Discord or a healing orb through an enemy barrier is ridiculous to me. Now, Ana, I can understand because that's a shot. That's a projectile. Yeah, it's a shot. And Nano. I think it's fair you could block Nano with because it's an ultimate. Yeah, it needs some type of counterplay to it. But the fact that if Winston or Reinhardt or whatever puts a barrier in front of the choke, and let's say Genji's in the back line and he's dying because then can't throw an orb over there, come on, man, that's messed up. And the fact that in order to keep Genji healed, he needs to be looking or Genji needs to be on the screen for him to get those heals. It's ridiculous. It's not like the heals are strong anyway. Is that who is that?
Sorry.
Who is that?
Yeah, that was a really good point.
Like it's not fair
That was
to Zen because
you just made 6 solid points, Ed.
Ding, 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 ding,
I
6
can't
stack.
I can't tell if you're being serious or being sarcastic.
Oh no, bro, keep going. We should have opened up with this though.
I fucking said we should have, but whatever. Try to transition into this a few times. But
It's all
whatever.
it's all good, bro.
We have 15 minutes.
It's all good.
Keep rocking.
It's all good.
Yo, so look, we're supposed to do 2 episodes a week, right? So if we drop one today, should we?
I'm
drop
sorry.
another one
I didn't realize I was
Saturday?
doing my point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but go ahead. No, go ahead. I
Yeah,
lost my.
we'll be quiet. You go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. I already lost it. I
I'm
don't know.
so sorry. I'm so
I
sorry.
don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I fucked up now. I'm so sorry.
No, seriously, I forgot what I was gonna say. I can't think. It's gonna be dead air.
On God, I literally forgot what I was gonna say too.
My
Best
goodness.
case, I have another point that I wanted to
right
bring
now.
up too.
I feel
Go
so
ahead.
bad. That's why. I really feel so bad right now, man.
I have another point I was going to bring up as well. Honestly, speaking back on Zenyatta, there's something that I feel like is in the mist. That it hasn't happened yet, but I feel like it's going to happen soon. Zenyatta's getting reworked soon. He needs to.
No
They might
facts.
not
No
have said
facts.
anything about it.
That's a fact. He seriously needs a rework because every support except for Lucio got a rework from the original cast. Yeah, Mercy got reworked. Mercy got reworked because she was too broken, and Zenyatta should get a rework because he's bottom. Well, I won't say bottom tier, but he's the bottom choice of the healers right now. I'm like, how many times have we seen a Zen get picked, and we're just like, oh come on, bro, why would you pick Zen? Like yesterday, matter of fact, the dude on what map was it? Nepal. The dude goes Zenyatta, and we're like, yo, why would you go Zen? And not only does Zen like a terrible, I won't say terrible healer. His heals are slow. He's too vulnerable. He has no.
Remember that Zen that threw the game last time? That one time we were playing.
I literally just brought that up. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, at Nepal. Yeah.
No, not yesterday. It was
Yeah.
a while back, bro. He was like a grandmaster Zen player, but he was
I don't remember this.
dropping rank.
But I feel like I said the other day, every support hero in the game has some kind of way to escape danger, whether that be movement ability or an actual ability. You know, Ana got sleep dart. She hasn't hit that thing. You know, Mercy has guardian angel. You know, Brigitte has stun and her flail. Lucio could literally just wall right out of there. Moira has fade, which is probably the most broken ability for any support, by the way. Side note, if Moira did not have fade, there would be less DPS Moiras. That's a fact. That's a fact. If she did not have that ability, Moira would learn to heal. Because the fact that she could just chase people and finish off kills and whatnot pisses me off. But anyway, if Zen, I feel like what they should do with Zen, keep Discord the way it is, numbers and nature, so that you have to look at enemies in order to get value out of them. But the healing orbs have to stick regardless. I think the healing orbs detach whenever you either change targets or when you die. That's what I feel like it should be. I feel like it's ridiculous that healing orbs disappear.
Honestly, his healing needs to do a little bit more too. Maybe just double his healing.
Yeah.
No, that's broken. That's broken. Nah, double will be broken as hell. I think it should go up.
Think about it.
Go up by
he does what 50 healing a second.
I'll look it up. Yeah, think about that. 100 healing a second, bro. Tracers would not die.
Yeah, nah, that's just like
Okay, maybe not double. Maybe 1.5.
Maybe another 25.
Yeah, 1.5. Maybe like 75 a second.
Yeah, just like Bastion.
No, that's too fast.
Yeah, maybe a little lower than Bastion.
It should be.
I don't think so. There's no way it's at 50 then.
It should compete with
Okay,
Mercies. It
well,
should
Ed
compete.
looked this
I'm
up.
gonna look this up. Yeah.
I have a question for everybody. And I'm sorry that I was get annoying when I bring this up. But who would end up being able to go to Virginia in May with me and Steven?
This is a question for after the podcast.
Okay, is it all fair topic? Okay. So no dead air. Someone say something.
I'm looking up. Here we go. So, I'm gonna read off all the stats. We have a good idea, not just the heals. So his orbs, right? His damage orbs does 48 per. Wait, it does not do 48 per hit.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
60.
It does 60.
Yeah.
60. Reload time is 1.5 seconds. He has 20 per shot, 2.5 per shot, 90 meters per second. That's pretty fast. And let's see, so his orb of destruction. Where is it? No, that's not it. There we go. Orb of harmony, 30 heals per second. That's what it does.
Oh yeah, they could definitely double that.
If they
60 per second.
Nah, man, that's too. I don't. You know what? Before
That's
we do
less
that,
than Bastion heals does herself heal.
I'm gonna look at Mercy's heals so we could have a reference. So we could have a reference because. Shut up, whoever's doing that.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Me and John are in comp, and they just basically cut me short of my McCree. I got a team wipe as McCree, bro. A team wipe. That's when I was like, because I fucking got a full team wipe, and we took the point, bro.
Yeah, some idiots.
Full team wipe, and it doesn't show all of it. I'm fucking pissed.
All right, Mercy. I'm looking. Oh, this laptop won't stop lag. Oh my.
Anybody want to join, by the way? All right, look. What I was gonna say is,
Wow, I wasn't done with what I was saying.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus, man. Anyway, Mercy does 50. Mercy already does 50 healing per second.
So yeah, giving Zen 60 per second would not be that big of a deal.
So I'm trying to think now. Before I go on, I want to make sure that the accuracy of this website, because I wanted this thing to be like a 2016 article, and then because Mercy's been nerfed.
Okay, while you look that up, then I'm gonna just make a quick question. So we're supposed to do 2 episodes a week, right? So the other one's supposed to drop when? Saturday, right?
This is off the air type of conversation, bro.
Is it? Because I kind of want to do.
We might as well end the podcast then, because
right, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, should we have a Thanksgiving special?
I'm not gonna be here Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be in Maryland.
Yeah, same.
All day.
I might leave Wednesday night. I'm not gonna be here. So scratch that.
Okay, seems like never mind.
I mean, with this, let's
Friendsgiving special.
Let's end this podcast.
Wait. We could have a first live Friendsgiving on the camera episode. Maybe not that long. Make it like a 30.
And how are we gonna stream that?
We can make it like a 30-minute. You could screen record it and then upload that.
End the podcast real quick.
A 30-minute screen record.
Yeah.
First of all, screen recorders don't catch audio feeds.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
Well, not on my phone.
You have to turn on the microphone for your phone.
Yeah, like for you, but not for. They don't catch audio feeds for like stuff like FaceTime and stuff like that. It keeps it muted.
For iPhones, it definitely picks it up, but okay.
It mutes it. I've tried multiple times. It mutes the audio feed.
I have multiple conversations with me and my girl farting together on FaceTime.
Okay, and that's the.
Laughing about it. Seeing who has a funnier, louder fart.
We could do a Discord recording or something like that. I don't know.
Anyway, it's been an hour and 53 minutes.
We got 7 minutes.
Who's still in here? John?
I'm still in here too.
Steven?
Shima.
Steven's
One last topic before we go? Or...
we got literally 2 minutes. I'm about to go to.
2 minutes. It's
Anthony?
7 minutes.
Anthony still here?
Yeah.
Anthony's still moron. Yeah, we can run some comp in a second. But thank you for everyone who's listening. We had like 3 listeners at one point. Barsky said a couple things. But it's all good, bro. Slow phase. It's a process. It's a process. But this was a good episode. Talked a little bit more than what we should have. But it's all good. Interesting topics. I think we should get another episode. Sometime. I think. When's everyone available? Is everyone available Friday? No, not Friday. Sorry, I'm not. Actually, no. I'm not available Friday. Sorry, I take that back. I won't be available Saturday
available either. Monday.
We could probably. Yo, Steven, keep your mic unmuted because it's doing that thing when we could hear the mute go off and on and all that.
How's Sunday night?
Sunday, we'll see. I could probably As of right now, yeah, but I don't know what could come up. But thanks for joining, Ant. If you want to join another one, bro, we got you. Just hit me up. I'll
No
get
problem,
it
bro.
set it, bro. We had a good conversation. Next, shoot, we had a whole bunch of other things we had to talk about, but obviously we kind of rambled on that first topic. But
Yeah, we talked too much about a certain topic.
hey,
Yeah.
look, bro, when you're passionate about something, bro, it
No,
will
I
take
hear
time,
that.
bro.
I hear that, bro.
Yeah,
No, I
it
hear
will
that.
take
I hear
time.
that. Next time we'll organize it and we'll make sure if the whole episode's gonna revolve around that, we can
Right,
focus
right.
more on it. More
Honestly,
better
bro,
questions and shit.
I kind of blame myself on that one because it all started
No,
with me.
no, we're good, bro.
I kind of.
Nah, it was
I
good
came out when
combo,
it was
bro.
like, yo, Anthony, how you feel about Jesus is King? And that led to like all that. But yeah.
Everybody start saying their goodbyes and do your plugins.
Yeah, but anyway, for those of you still listening, you could follow us on Twitter at 6_stack _stack and underscore again. We also follow us on Instagram at 6_stack_. And then our individual Twitters may or may not be in the comment section. Oh, sorry, the description below. I don't know.
I got Twitter because I'm a real nigga.
Deeches does not have social media.
Steven made one. You should make one.
You can follow me, Kahamsha at Kahamsha,
Plug their own
or
thing.
at _Raymond. That's RAYMIN Raymond. And thanks for listening. This is Six Stack. You were listening to Keep It a Stack, episode 3. I'm Kahamsha signing off. Everybody else,
Don't forget to smash that like button.
subscribe, hit that notification bell. Speaking for, I was about to say Zero Significance. What's his name now? Chima, Moochies, TorpeedoShlong, the OG DJ, Kahamsha, and Black Panther. Thank you for listening. This is Six Stack signing out. Have a good night.
Stay beautiful. All three
Stay
of you
beautiful.
listeners that were out there, thank you for the support. And remember,
don't eat them. The
PP touches for
Popeyes,
everyone.
them Popeye pigeon. Oh wow,
Bro, we still have to check. We still have to try the fucking Popeye pigeon chicken sandwich.
Popeyes pigeon. Shut up, Eric.
That's what I'm eating now.
Them Popeyes pigeon sandwiches, bro.
Man, we're gonna
All
get
right,
sued for copyrights.
Anyway,
Let's
y'all
go.
take it easy. Have a good night.
All right, yo. Peace.